Oh, hello. Welcome to episode 3 of Long Beach by Night, Dark Claw Vengeance.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, this is the first they've heard of that, so I'm like, good. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and we're going to get to it, but I do just want to say one quick thing. I had a big problem and I made it known that I needed some help and people rallied and really came through, and thank you so much, and I love you and you're beautiful and wonderful, and I have nothing else to say about it except thank you, because I can't cry right now because I have to be inflicting the emotional trauma, not experiencing the emotional trauma. So, we're going to do this slightly differently this time. What I'm going to ask you is to you guys both say who you are. Actually, let's just say who you are and who your character is for the time being. So we'll start over here. Yep.
I'm D'Artagnan Italiano, and I play the Magnetic Alquist.
Wow, that descriptor.
Hi, I'm Josephine McAdam, and I am playing Valentina Sartori.
Hello, I'm Melee Damage, and I'm playing Lula Castile.
I'm Sam Love. I'm playing Reese Keegan.
Hey, I'm Alkin Gersh, and I'm playing Saint Valentine.
I'm Jacob, and I'm going to be playing Joey A.
Yeah.
Hey.
Looking forward to you guys to meet Joey A. So, when we play these games, usually on our Patreon, the way I like to start off every episode is by saying who your character is and what they've been doing on a normal night in Long Beach. Now, the timetable on this show is a little off because, again, the first 2 episodes were a single night, so this is going to be 3 nights later. They are waking up. This is night falling on the 3rd day. So, Alquist. What's Alquist been doing in the 2 days since you all were on the Queen Mary?
Probably complaining a lot. I have been checking up with my assistant and making sure that my business is doing well. I was talking to a certain person about the events that happened on the Queen Mary, and we have come to a very dark conclusion. And yeah, that's about it.
That's not ominous. Valentina. How's Valentina been spending the last 2 nights?
Valentina's been, she held a meeting with some of her most impassioned patrons of Death-Free Dinner, as she often is known to do, and, just had some good gathering, some social gathering in that time, and said her hellos, made her appearances. She'd been gone for a while, made sure everyone knew she was all right, and set some things in motion again.
Okay. What's Lula been up to?
Lula's been going around, doing a bit of, tarot reading and divination, trying to make a living in the kindred community.
Well, the word has spread quickly that Lula's in Long Beach. Like, your calendar filled up fast. We're actually going to do Reese last. So what has St. Valentine been up in these 2 days?
I've been making sure everything's okay with our haven. And I did spend one night hanging out with some of our Duskborn friends with Reese. That was last night. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm a little more confident now that we were able to disrupt this local gang. So I'm kind of looking at maybe we could take over part of that power structure. I'm thinking, been kind of whispering in people's ears about we could be the center of running crime in this part of town,
right? As
a front for what we really want to do,
right? Which is interpretive dance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Last but certainly not least, what has Reese been up to these last few nights?
Yeah, no, establishing myself in the kindred community sounds like a good idea. I've been asking Val about the sort of shape of Long Beach kindred community and meeting up with some of the Low Clan kind of folks. Maybe if I track them down the Dustborn.
Mm-hmm.
Just man of the people, Reese Keegan.
Getting the feel for how things are going, huh?
Yeah. Sound it out.
Reese, when you wake up on this night, we'll call it a Sunday night for the sake of ease, you come to, Vi's gone.
The fuck?
She was here last night, or this morning when it was time to bed down. She was here. When you have awakened, she is not.
Val! Val!
Oh, hey, what's up? It's
Vi's gone!
Oh, okay. Geez, should we look at the tape? Find out when she left?
Tape, magical wards, whatever the fuck it is.
We have tape for that, yeah. I have closed circuit cameras. I can go back and find out when she left.
She has literally never woken up before me in her entire life.
Okay, yeah, that is unusual for her to get up.
Frickin'
And
lay
usually-
abed, adorable son of a... Find her,
It's okay,
now!
it's fine. We'll go to the tape.
Okay?
When you all make your way out of the bedroom areas, frantically going over to reach the closed circuit, when you come into the living room in your main area, there's a man standing there.
Oh, hello.
What does Joey A look like?
I mean, amazing sport coats, beautiful black button down.
So you just saw yourself in.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have been doing this recently. I put a lot of work into people not being able to do that, and I feel like I failed us.
Hey, I'm
But
gonna need you
anyway.
to shut the fuck up.
Oh, it's gonna be like that. You're gonna come into my house.
You know what? Why don't you grab the rest of your little kindred and bring them right here?
Before we get into it in earnest, yes, as you're all waking up, make sure you roll your 1 hunger die to see if you rouse in 1 hunger or 2. I see some hunger increasing. Good, good.
What'd that mean?
That is you do wake up at hunger 2.
Oh, damn.
I'm good.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So he asks you to rouse everyone else and bring him in here. Reese and St. Valentine, what are you going to do?
Are you hearing this?
I'm sizing him up.
He does not seem afraid of you.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm sizing him up. There's a threat assessment here.
I'm just gonna go crash in like a large overstuffed armchair and just relax.
I would like to go over to St. Valentine, and I would like to grab St. Valentine by his shirt and throw him across the room.
Do you resist St. Valentine?
Oh,
No.
This man who looks like a normal man throws you like a frisbee.
Okay.
Boom, across the room. The rest of you that are awake hear a commotion coming from the living room between Reese yelling for St. Valentine and now the unmistakable of a bookcase rustling. What would you all like to do?
Lulu will step out into the hallway and take a look around.
I'm still a little groggy, just taking my time. I heard a vow get shouted out below, so I'll start making my way down.
Okay. And Alquist, what are you going to do?
Fast asleep.
Fake like it's not happening.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
Classic.
Stay classy.
What's the problem? What
Well, this guy seems to think that throwing me all over this room is gonna accomplish something.
Valentina, when you lay eyes on this man, you know exactly who he is. He will kill you all.
I'm gonna need you, like I said, go and get the rest of your little rats.
I'll go get him. I'll go
Who are
get
you
him.
looking
I'll go get
for
him.
specifically?
Did you take Vi?
You do go? Okay.
As soon as you bring everyone to me, I'll let you know what happened to your little friend. I mean, you can growl all you want. It's really nothing.
And you can threaten all you want. I'm just gonna chill right here. You gonna kill me?
I can.
Okay, well go ahead and kill me then, big guy.
All right.
You wouldn't have come here if you didn't need me.
I'm grabbing St. Valentine by the back of the head, and I am bashing his head into the floor.
Okay, I'm not interfering with the bash. I'm interfering with the back of the head.
Okay.
Rapid reflexes.
Okay. They again grabs St. Valentine and throws him down, and Reese, you do manage to get your hand under, which, Joey, they're quick. You're like, that's interesting. That's that's a choice. Got it. Valentina, what are you going to say to Alquist?
Well, I'm gonna go up to his room. Just open it. I don't care at this point. I'm going straight in. And I'm like, wake the fuck up. We need you downstairs immediately. No, I need you to listen. This man will kill us all if you are not on your best behavior, which I know is difficult for you, but I need you.
I'm always on my best behavior.
All right, whatever. I'm not trying more than that. I'll find Lula in the hallway. Lula.
Valentine, what was that, dear? Did you hear? I
Very-
heard something.
Their scary man is down there.
Oh no.
Just don't upset him, okay? Okay.
I'll try my best not to.
Lula, do you make your way down there?
Yes.
when you come around the corner and you see this man basically slamming St. Valentine down into the ground and Reese there trying to catch his head, your eyes open up into the next world unbidden. Even as you look at him, you see a thick black shadow stand up behind him that is swirling all around him. And it gets bigger and bigger and consumes the entire room. And you hear ocean waves in like the dinging of a buoy out in the waves. Even the odd like bark of a seal, you think. That, and then you hear laughter. High-pitched laughter and harpsichord music. And you swear, just out of the corner of your eye, you like see like dancing. But every time you turn around, it's not quite there. See you soon. And you're back.
Harpsichord music and laughter. Did the Addams family ever have a pet seal?
No, I don't know.
I
Let's go.
think that the scary man that you're talking about has something to maybe do with the boat and the box and maybe.
You're right on the money.
Is this being said within the room?
They're all making their way down.
No, I would
Are you
not. Yes, this would happen right outside before we enter the room. Just
Okay.
eyes only. This.
Okay. They all make their way into the room. Yes. And
So I would, after I've bashed St. Valentine's head into the ground, I would like to.
Oh, you tried.
Tried, correct. How far did I get? I grabbed you, I pulled you, and then you had stopped.
I'm about catching the back of the skull before it hits floor. I'm
Okay.
protecting
You
the
are-
brain pan.
Reese is fast, but you are much faster.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I imagine my hand is holding Reese's hand on top of St.
I
Valentine's.
felt like Reese, you tried to
I
get
think
under his head.
My picture is that it was a...
Yeah.
And
Right.
rather than try to break your grapple,
Yeah.
I went for catching the back of the
Gotcha.
head to prevent it from contacting.
That would
Okay.
be, yes.
Yeah.
So then, if you're holding it, I would like to continue to use my force and then just pin St. Valentine's head and Reese's hand down to the ground. So now I've got 2 for 1.
St. Valentine and Reese, it's like you're in a trash compactor. Like, again, he looks like just a guy, but it's the effortlessness with which he has immobilized the two of you is just like...
I told you what to do, and you didn't listen. You know what happens when you don't listen? Consequences. Consequences happen. And you know what? It's time for you to pay for them. So, looks like we have some more friends. Great. Is this everyone? I believe this is everyone. Yes?
This is everyone.
I want to move my face close to St. Valentine so that we're face to face. Now be a good boy, all right? And then I let go.
Wow, you're really juvenile.
Make bullies in all kinds.
Why don't all of you come in a little closer? I don't like to yell. Okay? Come in here. You all fucked up. All right? You hear me? You all fucked up. You all decided to feed off of some of my cattle, and I'm not okay with that. You decided that some of my property was worth eating and killing. I don't take kindly to that, and neither does my boss. Do you understand that? And so I'm here for payment. Yeah. So you're all going to do me a favor. Does everyone understand that?
Let's rewind a bit. One, I have no idea what the fuck you were talking about.
Oh.
Your property?
Yeah.
Eating your property? I haven't eaten any of your property.
Yeah, I don't know if it was you, or if it was you, or you, or you, or you.
So you're ignorant, and that's why you.
But you're all paying for it.
sloppy.
I don't care. I don't care which one of you did it.
Why are you
You're
roping me into
all
this?
together. You're all together. And if you want to survive, let me rephrase that. If you'd like Vi to survive, you should probably all listen.
Okay. All right, I'm listening.
All right, good. I'm glad. So all of you need to go out and do me a favor, all right? I've been having some issues, and this is the only reason that you're all alive. I've been having some stuff stolen from me down at the docks. I need all of you to go down there and figure out what it was. Because nothing sniffs out a rat better than another rat, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense to everyone?
All of you give me wits and insight. Not you, Valentina. This is for them to notice something that you already very much know. Two.
Oh, okay.
That's never a good sound.
Or it's the best sound.
2 successes, but I got the skull thing on the hunger dice.
Skull's only bad if you have no other successes.
Oh, okay. So 2 successes for me.
No, it's
Just one.
One? Okay.
Luna's blissfully ignorant about everything.
Yeah, all of you. Yeah, it's just a very charged situation. Nothing jumps out at any of your awareness. Yeah. All right.
So, do we have? Are we clear?
You know where Vi is?
Yeah.
How do we even know you have her?
You're just gonna have to trust me.
Hmm.
I mean, do you know where Vi is? I'm the closest thing that you have to any sort of knowledge of where she may be.
I've only been awake 5 minutes.
Great. Let's keep it longer.
Sometimes power corrupts, but power always reveals, doesn't it, strong boy?
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
Strong bully.
Let's just say I take advantage
Text
of the
us the
things.
information.
You know, I'm not really enjoying that. Let's make this happen. Why don't we go outside? We get in my car. We drive down there together.
Yes, that would be fine. Though, yes. Come on now, you do. Just do what he asks.
Okay.
Knock on the front door, St. Valentine.
All right. So I
Apparently it's open access, Val.
This person didn't just walk in; they knocked.
Yeah. Can I walk over and flick on the security camera to seize at the door?
I mean, Joey, I assume you let him go unimpeded.
Oh yeah.
Okay. At the door, there.
I mean, I let Alquist, not Alquist. I'm sorry. I left Saint Valentine.
This is your fault.
I let him go once I got in his face, so he's free to move. And you know, I'm never gonna prevent you from opening the door. It looks suspicious.
At the door, there is a man in a trench coat. He is wearing a disheveled shirt, crooked tie. He looks like he slept in it. He's got thick rings under his eyes. He looks exhausted, and he just sort of idly rubs one of his eyes, and then his...
Yeah, yes. Who is this?
He reaches in his coat and he pulls out a badge. And he's like, Long Beach PD. Here to ask you a couple questions.
Fantastic.
And tucks it back in.
Not me.
Okay, so there's a cop upstairs, which is new.
Well, aren't you gonna open it?
Well, I know. I'm thinking. I want to get to the. I think we may have the same problem.
We were told to get into the car, sir.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. You actually got a really good point. This is kind of your problem at this point.
Go on. Open the door. You gotta figure out what's going on.
I'll go to the door and open it.
Mr. Valentine, I know you... And the door opens up.
Yeah, I buzz it. I'll buzz it.
Oh, you buzz it? He comes in. And Valentine, are you going that way?
Sure. He told me to open the door.
Right. When he walks in, he looks at you for a second. He's like, oh, you're that Sartori girl.
Yes,
Um,
that's me.
Valentina, you are not unfamiliar with law enforcement in Long Beach. You've never seen this man before.
Do I know you?
He's like, no, but you look a lot like a friend of mine, actually, from back north. Now, my name's Detective Trabajo, Detective Zulian Trabajo.
Pleasure.
Yeah, exactly.
What can we do for you?
I'm here to ask a couple questions
Mm-hmm.
of your St. Valentine, of your associates, of your coterie.
Oh, that's a strong word there.
Yeah. And he sort of like looks around. He's like, interesting place. Very curious architecture, huh?
Well, it's not my place, but I can bring you to meet St. Valentine. Follow me, sir.
He walks into the room, and again, you all see the man as described. You also, Joey. Actually, here, let me roll for you. See whether or not you've heard of this guy or not.
Do you need like 80 more? Oh, no, hearing things, not hearing things. I'll be like 80 more dice.
Joey, you have a vested interest in keeping an ear to the street. You heard about this guy. He's new in town. You'd heard a rumor that there was a cop that is one of these fucking leeches. You're like, but you hadn't seen it until right now at this exact second. And when you look at him, you know exactly what he is.
Okay.
And he walks in and he's got his hands in the pockets of his trench coat and is like, and he just stops for a moment. He's like, am I interrupting something?
Who are you?
Detective Zulian Trabajo, Long Beach PD.
Trabajo?
Yeah.
Your last name is Trabajo.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice to meet you. St. Valentine.
Is that unusual, Mr. Valentine?
No, I guess it isn't.
Yeah. I wasn't lucky enough to be named a saint, right?
Neither was I. That's why I named myself.
He's like, I just wanted to ask you all a couple of questions here. I heard that you all were over near DeForest Park a couple nights ago. Might have seen some things.
Am I allowed to use words yet, Valentina?
Yes.
You said eyes only.
No, use your words.
Are you Lula?
Yes.
I apologize. I'm on duty. I don't mean to be inappropriate, but I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yes, Lula Castile. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah, I would like to talk to you at some other time. About things.
But perhaps now's not the best time.
No.
Are you here on
it
behalf
isn't.
of the police department?
Who else would I be here on behalf of? Actually, I'm not here on behalf of the police department. You know who I'm here on behalf of?
That's why I asked. Yes.
The dead souls in the back of that limousine. That's who I'm here for.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I start moving slowly to flank, and I'm keeping my eyes on Joey I.
Because he steps straight forward. He's like, it's a common misconception, St. Valentine, that we don't leave fingerprints. Normally that's true. No
We?
oil in the skin.
Who's we?
I'll make a deal with you. I won't insult your intelligence if you don't insult mine, huh?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, no oil in the skin, no fingerprints, right? Except
If it's left in a liquid. Like
or
blood.
ashes or blood. And there's all sorts of witnesses in a park if you just know how to ask them to tell you the truth. So ask again. I feel like you all might have seen something. Also, he looks at you for a second and he's like, how does this concern you, sir?
Doesn't. You're interrupting my conversation. I'm not interrupting yours.
He does take a step closer to you and he's like, and he just like looks up and down and it's almost like he's looking through you for a moment. And he's like, oh, I see. He's like, and he kind of opens the coat again where the badge is. He's like, I really am just doing my job.
Didn't see me stopping you, did you?
So, 2 nights ago, the Forest Park. The fuck happened?
I don't recall.
I saw a woman with no face. and I left the car. And I'm not entirely certain what happened after that. St. Valentine, were you around then?
I was in the car for a bit, and then I left. And when I left, you said that there were people in this limousine. Yeah, everyone was alive when I left.
Am I disturbing you, sir? And you were flanking. He turned and squares right up
Yeah,
to
he
you.
had
Reese.
stepped up, so I think now
Yeah.
I am in fact behind
Now
him.
he rotates full square onto you. It's like, am I keeping you from something?
Yes.
Seemed like a bit of a bruiser, huh? You like go a few rounds?
Are you allowed to with that?
I'm a student of nature. I would say human nature, but I don't know how applicable that still is. You want to know the strangest thing that I got from the interviews I did in the neighborhood? The neighborhood right before the entire fucking block erupted into flames. They said they saw a man flying.
Seems like fairy tales.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Wow.
No, that couldn't be. That couldn't
You know,
be.
there is a lot of drug use in that area, and
Maybe they were flying.
Yeah.
Sir,
I'm not proud that I know that, but yeah.
are you familiar with, well, you seem to be familiar with a lot, so. Mages?
Yeah.
Well, we came across one while we were there.
Really?
And that might explain this flying that you saw, and I don't know what happened in the car after that, but I imagine much of that could be explained with that individual.
St. Valentine, do you have any animals in the house of any kind?
I don't think so.
Like St. Valentine doesn't have a cat or anything.
A snake? No snake?
You
There
know,
is a snake inside the
here's the
house, but we call him a toreador.
I think I like animals, and I probably had them before, but
Right.
I didn't buy anything for the character specifically about that. But I think animals probably avoid me now, and I don't like that.
All things being equal, they will, unless you have some reason for them not to.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no pets, but
Only
and that's,
him around.
He
that,
takes
that
out
makes
a-
me sad.
He
Yeah.
takes out a notebook and he flips and he's like, so there's 6 of you? Supposed to be another one with a...
Well, looks like there's 6 here.
I don't think he's the 6th one. They here somewhere? There's another woman, I was told.
She's on
Sure.
vacation.
Permanent vacation?
Hopefully not.
She's like, all right, so let me cut the shit. I know the 2 of you were in that car when those people got killed. I know the driver saw everything, but mysteriously isn't talking. And he turns and he looks straight at you, Joey, when he says the driver's mysteriously not talking.
Weird.
But I know what happened because I got witnesses. But my kinds of witnesses don't exactly stand up in court. So, and he steps right up to you, Alquist. He's like, whatever we are now, whatever this is, I still speak for the innocent. And justice is still justice.
You keep on keeping on.
He takes his handcuffs out and he's like, or how about I bring you in for questioning and I tell him to process you at noon tomorrow and watch what happens. How about that?
That would put a damper on my plans for sure.
I step in between the 2 of them. I don't think any of that's going to be necessary today. We've cooperated with you, have we not? You know where we are. We're not leaving.
He puts the cuffs away and he's like, yeah, this isn't the end of this. I guess this is the part where I say something cliche like I'm going to be keeping an eye on you, right? The truth is, I got no vested interest in busting one of my own kind either, because the moment your ash turns to ashes and holding, it's a problem for all of us. But you know what's a bigger problem? Leaving a trail of fucking bodies across the street from a public park.
I'll talk to that person right away. Let them know.
He turns and he starts heading towards the door. He's like, well, guess I've taken up enough of you folks' nights, but maybe if you see something.
I always see things, dear. But I'll let you know.
Thanks. I really am a big fan of
We'll chat soon.
Yeah. And he looks at you, he's like, I don't know that I properly made your acquaintance, Detective Zulian Trabajo.
I slowly put my hand out and shake his hand.
Mm-hmm. And again, he gives you that odd look straight through you look again. And is like, yeah, that's interesting. I think we're going to talk again, aren't we?
Anytime. Do you want my number?
And he reaches in and he pulls out a card. He pulls out a stack of cards, actually. And you notice, just quickly, even with your senses, it's like Santa Monica Police, Universal City Police, Moore Park Police, Long Beach PD. He's like, goes with the job. I got to move around a lot.
I take it. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. You all be good out there, right?
All cops are bastards.
Of course.
And he turns and leaves. And you do hear the door slam.
Great. Now that intrusion is over with, let's move forward. How's that sound?
Sure.
Cool.
I mean, we obviously can't be anywhere more dangerous than here, where pretty much everybody can come and go as they please.
There's an SUV upstairs. It's already unlocked. I'll meet you all there. How's that sound? Except for you. I'd like to stay and talk to you. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Of course. Mm-hmm. I'll join you all up there.
I mean, we can wait if you want.
No. No need. Mm-mm.
Well,
I'm already heading up.
go on.
If you need anything, dude, just yell.
Mm-hmm. No, it'll be fine.
She'll head out behind Elquist.
Okay. St. Valentine, Reese.
How do you feel? You want to go upstairs?
Of course I don't. For all I know, he's about to murder her.
That's kind of the
For
vibe
all
I
I
was
know,
getting, yeah.
he just murdered Vi.
They make an excellent point.
Well, you heard her.
It's fine.
I'm not doing any
Really?
magic.
No, I didn't like that guy either.
Yeah, cool.
I'll be up there in a moment. There's nothing to fear.
Bullshit.
It's fine. Go on.
All right.
You guys go?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head upstairs.
Yeah.
All the way out to the SUV?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not happy about it though. Not happy about this.
Joey, on the CCTV, because it is still on from when he turned it on to when Zool arrived, you do see them all exit.
Do you have a way to see back in?
Yeah.
So, after I see that they've gotten to the SUV, you're behind me, I assume, since I'm looking at the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I turn and I walk up to you and I circle you. What are you doing here?
Just double check everyone's left. Just.
You also saw them depart on the CCTV.
Mm-mm, I know.
Right? Yeah.
Look, I thought it would be fun, is all.
Fun hanging out with these fucking rats. How is
Look,
this
how
fun?
was I supposed to know they were going to eat them?
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about why aren't you with your pops?
I have my own ventures, you know. I am going after my own thing.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm sorry.
Look, I don't, oh, fuck, man. Like, I don't know why you feel like you've got to run away and do this shit, but, like, your pops is not taking this well.
Well, I was not hoping that it would be so obvious. And look, I did not know they were all. Some of them are good. Some of them.
Look, we got to deal with this down at the docks, but you know I've got to tell your pops afterwards. You know I have to.
Yes. Look, I did not know he was going to eat everyone.
Again, Has nothing to do with that. Do you think I fucking care about those? Do you think any of us care? No, we don't. We're doing this to prove a point, and then I come in here and you're here?
But the Alquist is in a competing field from me. I'm just doing some research for my business.
Okay, so you thought you know what? It's not my job. It's not my job. Why wouldn't you tell anyone?
Joey, you also recall hearing what they did on the Queen Mary.
Look. I'm not gonna. We're gonna deal with this, and then you're gonna come with me, and you're gonna go back to your pops. Do you hear me?
Okay, yes.
All right. Do you need to, whatever you need to do to go back with them? Like, we'll take some time. Look, I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, because you know I can't. But you gotta tell them. You gotta figure out. I don't know what you've. I don't know. We gotta figure out how you can leave this situation.
I can leave whenever I want. It's no problem. I was trying to bring business to the family. That's what I was trying to do.
Let's go.
Okay.
And then after I give her some time to collect herself, we come back.
We've been watching on an app I have that connects to my cameras, but it doesn't have any sound.
Right.
But we could just see body language between that.
You saw that exact thing. You saw Melanie get increasingly upset.
Agitated, but no hands.
Yeah,
which
but
was...
he didn't lay hands on her.
Yep. Yeah, no, I was...
Before we leave, I probably would have taken a hand and
You kiss the ring?
Okay.
Kiss the ring. Okay?
we're having physicality work.
Okay. You see her kiss the ring, all right?
And then I straighten up
Yeah, game face back on.
and leave.
All right. All right.
We head up to the SUV and open the front, get in the driver's seat, look back.
Actually, when you all get to the SUV and you all get inside, there's already a driver inside that turns and looks at you. It is the driver from DeForest Park. It's a completely nondescript man wearing reflective sunglasses and one of those old-timey driving hats. But you're pretty sure it's him. He looks right at you and then doesn't say anything.
Hi.
He does not acknowledge you in any way.
Oh, this is awkward.
Where does Joey sit? In the car?
What do I say? Well, if we've got a driver, I'm definitely going to be in the passenger seat.
Okay.
You're literally going to ride shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
I'll sit behind him.
Mm-hmm. Everybody piles into the SUV. Does anyone say anything before you all take off?
Well, this one isn't catered, and I think we know whose fault that is.
Yeah. This one very much is not.
Definitely yours.
Just saying.
Is everything okay?
Oh, everything's just fine.
All right.
Do you normally kiss people's hands?
May I ask where we're going?
We're going to the docks.
Docks.
Lula. We're going to the docks.
Oh.
Okay. We've been nearby there before, remember? 2 months ago.
Not with such a intimidating man to accompany us back
Hey, I
in...
resent that remark.
back
Plenty
in
intimidating.
But Reese, we're old friends. Back in the day, though, when you went to the docks, you went to the docks. You wore cement shoes when you went swimming from the docks. Are we going to be okay?
We're gonna be just fine. No, he's very respectable, forward, respectable man. We've got nothing to worry about.
Shall we proceed with our hostage-taking bullshittery until maybe I find my friend then?
Oh, I'm sure this will all get cleared up. Like he said, we made a mistake, and we're just gonna clear that up. That is the way things go.
Look, the only reason we're not even just killing you all is you did help us out a little bit. You did deal with, the drug situation. So it's kind of the reason why we've decided to ask you for your help instead of, just kill you.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll probably remain silent the rest of the ride.
Oh, thank God.
We can only pray.
And if you all are making your way down without any other stops, the Port of Long Beach is one of the busiest ports in the world, actually. It is huge and sprawling. Every image that you've got in your mind of just shipping containers of multiple colors stacked up in pallets, basically sprawling for miles in either direction. And as you come pulling in, it is dark and creepy. And the SUV pulls up to a chain link fence. Again, when you get there, you don't see anyone else. It just automatically opens up and drives inside, and the gate closes behind you and just sits there. Joey, all of this is under your control. Sure, Il Castillo shipping, okay, this slip is yours, but it's all
Everything the sun touches.
yours. And sure enough, someone has been interfering with your merchandise, which is unheard of and quite frankly offensive.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, why would they ever think that they would get away with it? I mean, they have to be stupid.
Yeah, it's but despite your best efforts, it's been going on for a couple of weeks, honestly, and there's no pattern in what they're hitting. They don't even always take it. Sometimes they just bust open a container and kind of rummage around in it. Sometimes they clear it out completely. Sometimes they've gone into containers, taken everything out of it, and just stacked it back on top. It's just, there's no pattern whatsoever, except someone is getting in here and they're not supposed to.
I would probably, once we got there, I would probably express that piece of information to everyone. Just explain to everyone what's going on. I got to give you as much information as I can, or that I feel is pertinent to this conversation at least, so that they can, sniff out whatever's going on.
There is only one thing that you've got as a piece of forensic evidence if you choose to show it. One of your CCTVs a couple of nights ago got footage of a person walking along the docks, and they literally look like the hermit from a tarot card. It is an old stooped man wearing a tattered white robe, literally carrying a lantern. Like an old-timey fucking lantern. And just sort of like walks by and looks for a few minutes and then just kind of walks out of frame.
Very relevant to my interests.
That's the only evidence you've got.
I'll probably have the video file on my phone, but after expressing what I've already expressed, I'll probably hold it until I feel like it's pertinent. So, after explaining to everyone, hey, don't know who it is, what it is, why it is, but you guys are here to figure that out.
Figure out who's jacking your shipment?
Yes, Lula.
Lula would like to activate Sense the Unseen.
Roll it, Lula.
Who would dare cross you?
Don't know. That's the reason why we brought you here.
What are they taking? I mean, that gets you motive.
Random things. It's not just one specific item. They go into many different containers. Sometimes they'll steal one specific item and then bust that same container with the same items and not steal it.
Well, lucky for you, before I did my final escape, I did a lot of research on shipping containers and all this stuff. So,
I lived in one my first 6 months. It was my haven.
yeah,
Not here.
I want to go and
North.
investigate the containers and their locks and stuff and see if I can get any information about
I'll help him out with that.
Let's go look and see if they left any physical signs while Lula is looking for
Yeah, Oakland nostalgia. Let's go.
things from the other realm.
What'd you get, Lula?
7, but there is both a normal crit and a bestial crit because there's 3 of the crit dice. 2 of them are normal, 1 of them is.
Oh, we're making that messy. Good. Okay, so I'm like, ties go to the messy. Lula, it's terrible. There's ghosts everywhere. There are soldiers, there are young people, old people, male and female. One guy's wearing a Nirvana World Tour 1992 shirt. Another guy's wearing a World War II style military uniform. There's people waiting along the docks for ships that are never going to arrive. There's men that are crushed from the waist down and mashed and brutalized, but still desperately trying to work and like continue doing their job because they can't afford to lose it. And just all of them are basically going about their business waiting for something that is literally never going to happen. And they stretch as far as you can see in other directions. There's hundreds of them.
But I don't see any, like, hooded men with lanterns.
Not so far. Actually, 7 with a crit. As you're basically taking the time to sort of let this in, and it takes some difficulty, because again, it's a lot of misery to just hit you square in the face like that. You'd swear, off in the distance, around one of the crates, you saw a little head wearing a red cap. And when you looked at it, it was like... The ghosts don't seem to acknowledge it whatsoever.
Does it look different from the other ghosts? Like, does it look more...
It
like
does
a
not
normal
look
person?
spectral. Like, it looks like it was a physical thing. Even though it... Again, it's like a tiny little head. So it doesn't, like, really fit in the mortal world as such. But it looked physical. And you just caught the tiniest glimpse of it as you're kind of, like, surveying around. And just...
Lula's gonna point at where she saw... Well,
There's something off that way. I mean, there's a lot of everything everywhere here. It's a very active place, but there's a tiny little red hat or something. We should probably go check that out, maybe?
Sure, I'll come with.
I'm going to activate Sense the Unseen as well and look in the direction that Lula's pointing.
Valentina, are you going to look with your other eyes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Again, you both witness the same scene.
Okay.
You do not know. Well, actually, roll. Let's see if you notice anything in addition. You all.
I did an investigation check before that got 1 success.
Okay.
But that was for other stuff. You want me to roll
wits and aspects.
Wits and aspects.
You definitely are going to see, no matter what.
Okay.
It's just to what extent that you see.
I didn't get any successes.
3. Oh, 0?
0.
Right. You're a little stressed right now, St.
Yeah. That tracks.
a little wound up.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Valentina.
I imagine I don't see.
With 3 successes, you don't. However, as you sort of look with your own unique way of seeing things, you also see the scene that I described to Lula with the ghosts that are all pacing up and down the docks and waiting for things that are never going to happen ever. And you do not feel the same swell of compassion that Lula felt by any stretch. However, as you rotate your eyes kind of up and down the dock, you do see the Queen Mary slightly off in the distance, and the ambient spectral glow that sort of permeates these docks is completely missing from there. You know from your past experience that Long Beach is actually one of the most haunted cities in America. It's not unusual to have just ambient spirits because it's just been so busy and quite frankly so dangerous for so long. The fact that the Queen Mary is now essentially a null point is unusual. It's some ways away. You can just see it because the ship is gargantuan.
But there's some sort of void where it...
Energetic void.
Okay.
Where there's just like ambient spectral energy everywhere. There's none around the Queen Mary.
Okay.
Do you two not see the red hat?
Yeah, I see that. This is just... I'm trying to put it all together. I can't really figure out what's going on here.
Would anyone like to come with August and I to go see what's over there?
Well, I think we should all go if we do.
Yeah, why don't we
Very much so.
stick together?
Reese, you want to be in the back with me? Figured you'd want to keep an eye on me.
I mean, such a view. Sure, let's go.
When you all get out of the car and sort of make your way through these crates, again, they're stacked 40, 50 feet high in all directions. So it's like very tight lanes that cast everything into very deep, dark shadows as you make your way through, which even you all, as nocturnal predators, can't help but still feel like a slight chill of just not quite knowing what's here. It speaks to something like very primal as you're moving through. And all of you give me wits and awareness. The cursed roll, wits and awareness.
Oh no. I think I'm probably trying to tell everybody about, like, to distract everybody from how creepy it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm telling stories about what this used to be like. Because my family is from Long Beach, and they were dock workers at the pier at a certain point. And they were kind of like carnies, basically. You know, like there's a sort of an amusement park sort of thing, which they tore down, and now they've got a new mall. They've themed this mall around it.
The dock family?
Huh?
Mine are oil riggers. Hi, check you out.
Yeah.
Joey,
I mean,
you come from a family of dock workers.
I don't care to share this. Not that I'm ashamed, just that
Yeah,
I don't really care about this.
no, Reese said that and then got real quiet.
Yeah, we're not here to make
All right,
friends, yeah.
information.
I got a critical success.
Critical success, excellent. What did everybody else get?
I got 3.
Okay, 3. Anybody else crit? 4.
2.
2.
Oh, but actually, I think mine was a messy critical though.
Excellent. St. Valentine, where you're like, yeah, you know, my grandpa used to tell me about, and St. Valentine stops mid-sentence. Blood. Fresh blood.
Oh, that smells really good.
It does. Actually, kind of smells great. Like, you kind of don't want it to smell great, but it smells great.
Can you smell that?
What's wrong?
It's the best. Blood. There's fresh blood here.
Joey,
I mean, there's fresh blood here.
once St. Valentine says it, like, you kind of catch it on the wind, too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Again, once kind of Saint points it out, you kind of catch it. St. Valentine, again, with your crit, you're fairly certain you could triangulate on where it was.
I mean, a lot of my powers are around triangulating stuff from.
Are you a bloodhound?
Mm-hmm.
I have Bloodhound as the Bloodhound advantage.
Would you like to head towards the source of this blood?
Yeah, totally.
You guys weave and twist through these. I apologize, you all. I'm fighting a bit of a sinus snarf here that I'm trying to not, use my breath weapon on everybody. As you weave your way through these like twisting corridors in this maze, you come around the corner, and laying right in the center of a shaft of moonlight, like basically straight down over it, there is a man. It's a security guard. One of your guys. You don't know him, but you know the uniform.
Yeah.
He is laying and his body is twisted and gnarled. And his ribs are curled outwards, like something inside of him exploded out this way. And he's like,
Fuck.
Oh, God.
and there is a radio and a flashlight laying on the ground next to him.
I'm walking slowly towards it, but keeping an eye out.
Okay, so this is a lot.
Yeah, you think?
Is the flashlight on?
It is.
How light or dim is the battery? The light
Completely
on
fresh. If you were to check the body is still warm.
But dead.
Definitely dead.
You gotta check.
Yeah, right. And he's like, he looks at him
Legitimate
like,
question.
No. Yeah. He's like, I'm fine. Put it back in. I'm fine.
Can I take a droplet and taste the blood from this victim?
You can.
So it's a resolve plus blood sorcery.
Yes, Valentina.
I'd like to summon his soul.
Roll it.
I'm doing a mundane examination of violence, I
That's
think.
terrible.
Or better.
I'm just saying, as Saint Valentine is, taking a taste of the blood, I'm gonna be like, can't even get fresh. You're dropping down.
This is research. It's not about what I need. Well, I guess it is kind of about what I need, but what I need is knowledge.
How many,
Alright.
Valentina?
4.
A second later, you see something coalescing there. And Lula, you see it also. That the man just sort of like appears for a second. And he kind of like looks around and he's like, that was weird. Just Whew, knocked the wind out of me, I guess. Hey, you guys aren't supposed to be here.
That was a wonderful trick. I knew a charlatan back in the 30s who did something similar. That's fantastic.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hello, sir.
Mr. Adonis. Oh my God, Mr. Adonis. You actually cannot see him. You two can. But you cannot.
Can I hear it?
You cannot. He is a
We
ghost.
hear their half.
Okay, gotcha.
He's like,
Buddy.
oh, Mr. Adonis, I'm sorry, sir. I will get. I don't know. Are these people? Are you friends? Friends? His?
Yes, we are. We work for Mr. Adonis. We're speaking to him now.
Yeah.
What was the problem here? Who came along?
I heard somebody like running through here. It was like some kids or something. I just, they come in here and
Kids?
smoke.
Did one of them have a red hat?
Yeah, like a little one. Yeah, and I came and I was like chasing the guy, and then like some dude had like a lantern or something. I was like, that's weird, and I was like, just get out of here before I call the cops. And then somebody like pushed me or something, and it just, I don't know, just knocked the wind right out
One
of me.
of the kids pushed you?
I didn't see. I was after him, and I was like, hey, get out of here. And then somebody like, what? And then I was here talking to you guys, to Mr. Adonis. I'm sorry. I swear.
He's so very sorry.
Yeah.
Who's very sorry?
We talk to ghosts a lot.
Security man.
Ah, gotcha.
He just says the kids on the Mr. Adonis is a little hard of hearing right now. Kids running around were messing with him, and there was someone with a lantern.
Are you talking to this guy? I
Yes,
point down at the corpse.
He looks down at the corpse, and he's like, what happened to that guy?
Okay,
Shit.
I got 3 successes on my taste the blood.
Uh-huh.
So tell me what I know about this guy. I can't see this ghost. I haven't turned on Sense the Unseen.
Oh, you haven't?
Well, it lasts.
It lasts?
Yeah.
I would say you see him.
All right.
That's why Reese was asking.
So I'm fascinated. I want to cross-reference what his blood is telling me from what I can see from the ghost. And,
All right,
and
let's see what you're.
this is science.
What do these kids look like? You did get descriptions.
Oh,
We-
one of
we-
them has a red hat. We know that.
Okay.
We will. Yes, of course. What do these kids look like?
Hang on. Let me tell Saint Valentine what he learns.
Yeah, resonance and intensity is
Let's see.
what I should learn.
He's choleric. Is his blood resonance. He was like super pumped at the moment that he
At
died.
the moment of
Pesky
his death.
fucking kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Color.
He ran into some Scooby-Doo kids.
He was immortal. Did you get a crit or no?
No.
Yeah. That he was immortal and he died choleric. Choleric? Yes.
So I share that with people in dry academic language.
Yeah, he's kind of like freaking out a little bit seeing his dead body.
Lula's gonna feel around, and see if there's anything in his pockets, or perhaps that radio or the torch, and see if there is something she can activate Spirit's touch on.
There's basically everything. I mean, like wallet, keys, cell phone, ID. Anything a person would have on them. He's
They
got.
didn't steal anything. They just killed.
They just killed him. Yeah.
There-
He's got like a pocket knife.
Is there an entry one?
As far as you can actually, you can give me.
You're too old to know this movie called Alien.
I was thinking that.
You can either give me.
What's a movie?
Intelligence and investigation, or
Here's
intelligence
the
and
spy.
medicine. If you whichever.
What is
higher.
it? Intelligence what?
In medicine or investigation, whichever's higher.
What taste
So
of blood?
Lula activates the Spirit's touch on essentially just the first thing she grabs out of his pocket. So whether it's an ID or a pocket knife, and she gets hungry.
Lola, what are we even doing down here? Lola. Let me talk to him. I'll get him to confess. I will. Yeah, oh no, wait, Lola. Let me only talk to that hot girl. I'm like, come on, we're just good.
Go away, guys. You just not now. We're working.
This is okay. All right. How many did you get for your
What? Mint?
Spirit's touch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many did you get?
One. Yeah, I just got
one.
Yes.
Yeah, dead. I mean, you.
No way.
You've been
Yeah,
in
you're
the
dead.
meat business long enough. I mean, you've seen enough like dead animals that you very much can tell his ribs have broken outwards. You don't necessarily know by what mechanism that's possible, but
Can I like lift and see the back of them and see?
You can probably look down and
Yeah.
look and see
Well,
if there
yeah, if
is
you look
the
the-
back of his shirt.
his
on the floor.
back-
Maybe, but if it's too messy, you won't be able to see that.
What are you trying to do?
His back is intact. His backside did not blow out. Whatever did this,
His back's.
whatever did this, originated inside of him.
Mm.
Yes.
As I speak to him, I'm just gonna try to rotate. I'm sort of sidestepping so he looks to me.
He's like, hey, we gotta call the cops.
Oh, we've already done it. It's all taken care of. These kids, what did they look like? Any descriptions for us?
I never quite saw them. It's like they always were like, they were just like running, and I'd like get around the corner and I'd be like, I just see him go.
You said one of them had a red hat.
Yeah, a little one had a red hat, and okay, all right, this is gonna sound crazy. I need you to tell Mr. Adonis that it's like I promise I did my best. Like I was.
Of course.
You can tell him, right?
Of course.
One of them was huge. I mean, like fucking huge, like huge. I know it sounds fucking crazy, and that's why I didn't call it in. Okay. It's
When
just,
did this happen?
I was just like 10 minutes ago. Like what time is it? I don't know. Like 9.
Oh.
6 with a crit for your spirit's touch.
Do you describe what he had said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I pull my phone out and I bring up that video file and I show it to you. See if this is one of those things.
I just like motion your hand towards where he is.
Actually, he can't see it. So when you tell, he's like, what are we looking at? Lola, you touch you touch his radio in Spirit's touch, and of course you're like, it's him. He's pacing. You get him putting it on the charger, not checking in every day, except you get the radio's laying on the ground, and a gigantic hand, like he said, picks up the radio. It's like.
That's rather odd.
This gigantic man. Did he look like? Did he have robes on? Was this the same one as the lantern?
No, I saw the lantern guy. The lantern guy was just like some old dude. It was like some homeless guy. Like
Which
I don't know.
is what's on the video
Right.
file.
Yeah. He's like
No,
I
not
don't.
that one.
He's like a. Guys, hobos jump on and off the trains. I mean, it's transients come through here.
When you say
Like,
huge,
No, like lady. I know how this sounds. No, but he was like almost like the size of a house. I mean, he's like 10 foot tall and like 6 foot across. He's just, I don't. I was running and I saw him and somebody
Okay.
pushed me and I'm like, I'm okay now. I'm okay now. I'm good.
okay, yeah.
I can finish my shift though.
I believe you did.
of course.
I just saw some things similar, but you have done a very good job protecting this duck.
Oh, I have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
hey.
Oh yes, we're very pleased.
You think Mr. Donis would be mad if I just kind of like took a little break and just said,
Oh,
I don't
go
know.
take a nap, darling.
Oh,
No,
I think you're good, dude.
Just having
Take-
trouble catching my breath.
Take a nap.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, you've earned it.
And when you say you've earned it, the light comes on behind him,
Okay.
and he's like, I'll be back though. I was just gonna.
Of course.
It's the strangest thing. It's just, fucking kids, right?
Hmm.
And he turns and he steps into the light and he's going.
A giant man. I mean, he described him as the size of a house.
Yeah.
I saw it too. When I picked up the radio, there was a giant man with the hand, and he sniffed the radio. So I don't know if he was tracking it or doing drugs. Could have been either. I mean, the
But this
30s was fun.
big person is not the same as the person in your video. So
No.
The person in the video is man-sized.
Yeah.
It really just looks like
so
an,
I'm
an old
thinking
man
maybe
like walking with a
maybe
lantern.
he
So
made this or summoned it.
We have three descriptions of three different people, right? We've got small child with red hat,
Yeah.
Right, kids.
Right, we got
a bunch of kids running
a
around.
bunch of kids, not just one, but
Yeah.
but we know that one of them has a red hat,
Mm-hmm.
A little one has a red hat.
a little one.
Yeah, a little. kid.
And then we got an old man with a lantern, which we have video evidence of, right?
Yeah.
And then we've got some big dude size of the house. Here's the thing. Only thing that we've gotten on video is this old dude.
Well, yeah, and the kid's probably from another time or something. The spectral as a ghost.
He was not spectral, Lula. I don't know if you share what you saw was real.
I will share it at that point as he says that.
No, this one was, at least the one in the hat that I saw didn't seem to have that sort of sheen to him
Oh,
that the
okay.
other spirits do.
And the person that's on the video doesn't look spectral.
Yeah.
He looks weird.
Well,
but he
and
doesn't look
I
spectral.
assume
on
that
video.
he's on video. He's on video, which means he's the only corporeal one. You know.
Reese,
Hopefully.
your mundane investigation, the number one thing that jumps out at your mind when everybody hears like ghosts and monsters and little like red cat people, where's blood?
Right?
This guy popped like a water balloon.
There's going to be
it should look
misting
like a
kind
horror
of
movie.
splatter from coming right out, as well as a pretty
Oh,
substantial
there isn't?
blood splatter nearby.
Not
There
surprised.
also aren't any drag marks indicated that he died at some other location and bled out. This doesn't make sense.
So he this happens to him somewhere else, and they brought his body here. Is the Occam's razor explanation? Yeah.
I mean, any of you Sensi people smell bleach?
No, but if I may, perhaps he was taken by one of us. There was this wonderful little thing. What was her name? The Black Dahlia. She was drained before she was killed. Back in Hollywood years and years ago. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe the blood was gone before the.
And there's another thing you can do too, and
Is there puncture marks?
I don't want to brag, but if I wanted to, I could get blood out of a person from across the room, and it wouldn't leave anywhere.
It's a humble brag. It's a humble brag. It's not
There are
an
ways
accurate.
it can be done. Maybe I'll
There
show you
are
sometime.
no other marks on this man's body except this obvious like cavernous wound in his chest.
What about the
It's like-
surrounding area?
Is the heart in place? Is the aorta in place?
That's just gone.
Yep.
Just like it blew out.
Exploded.
Okay, both. Interesting.
As far as you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
But there's no sign that like things were taken from him. Like it very much looks like there was an explosive force that came out of him.
Let's talk to some of these kids. They see everything. I'm sure, if they're running around as he said.
Why would they stay?
How do we see them? Find them?
Well, we.
One was just around here a moment ago with the red hat.
Yeah.
I suppose we could take a look around.
Could someone sniff him out?
Where?
And Lula will point to the crate where she saw the hat a moment ago, wherever that is. If
I'll get
that's
some
still-
elevation
So-
to get a vantage point.
When you first came in, where you saw this person would have been some distance.
Mm-hmm.
Where you would have seen them is roughly right here.
Oh.
Because you saw them from away, you're like, somebody over there. That's basically here.
Well, wherever that little place is, that's within the 3-foot radius that she's
Oh,
standing.
so-
I mean, if
so-
You're like, you saw him
So
like
he was here.
here.
Let us hear.
If we can find something that belongs to this small child, I can find him. But the problem is that there's so much going on around here. I don't know what's what.
Yeah, I'm taking my climb up to
Okay.
get a look around. Best thing about a shipping container, you can just climb those assholes.
Give me wits and awareness once you get up there.
Are
there
1
any-
to 3?
How many?
3.
3, okay.
Are there any vending machines or anything on the docks?
Or the office, maybe.
You know, you could get to one in a few minutes, you know, because they're kind of randomly dispersed. Because, again, guys are always on patrol, and, you know, you want to
You
be able
hungry?
to get
You
a
want a
Red Bull.
snack?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I'll be right back while y'all look around. I'm gonna go buy a few dozen candy bars.
Okay. Yeah.
I do not leave her out of my sight. You all keep doing what you're doing.
Blood sugar
And I
a
follow.
little low. Is that
I
how it
don't
works?
know. I just heard that. You know what? Children not candy. Just let me try this.
And it's close to Halloween. This could work.
3 successes.
Yes.
As you get up there, and you kind of like start looking around, and you see them walking around again. There's a huge. It's difficult to see like over and into like the alleyways in between each one, but you swear you see a light moving down like what would be a lane, maybe like 3 rows over.
Hey, I got eyes on something. Might be a lantern. Yonder way. Might go see if I can catch it. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm over there with
Right,
with
yeah.
her.
The
I'm
two of them
up
right.
and
Yeah.
calling out, so
It's
you
a
might
deadly
still
card.
be in range.
I'll probably I'll probably hear it.
Lula looks up at Reese and just goes,
Okay, and I'm off.
Mm-hmm.
Bounding across the shipping containers.
I'm just-
Give me Dex and Athletics just to see how fast and how good of a job you do.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
find out how cool.
You're like, best you'll fail. Collapse.
Also
No witnesses.
interesting. Also a good story.
I'm
Yes,
just.
Alquist.
I wanted to do the same and climb up and follow after me.
Dex and Athletics. You do know from personal experience they are very springy and hoppy in a way that you are not. You can try, but this is very much their thing in a way that it is not your thing.
You could also just walk the dog.
Oh,
No,
it's
please
not
climb up after me and then
That's
fall.
not
What?
bad. Like, fuck it, why not?
Reese, as you come like jumping over, when you land on basically what would be the last row where you should be able to look down, you land on something soft, and it goes. When you look, there are toys all over the top of the crate. Squeaky ducks, teddy bears, knickknacks and tchotchkes of almost every variety. But they're about knee deep when you land.
Do I see any kids or anything? Do I see a path of like how kids with their short little baby kind limbs could have gotten up here?
You're about 30 feet in the air.
I don't know.
But you do hear.
Oh my god.
Shit, I swear to God, Vi, why did you abandon me with these people right now?
St. Valentine, what are you doing?
I think I'm probably moving in the same direction that Reese is going, but on the ground.
Yeah. Because it is very difficult, except for when they go vaulting over, that it's very difficult to see them up.
And yeah, I mean, I'm just going slowly and carefully.
Mm.
I'm probably right behind St. Valentine.
I'm
Okay.
visibly afraid.
I just want to keep purchasing,
Mm-hmm.
like just
You
a bunch
clean.
of, and be loud about it. Oh my! Look at all this candy. What am I
So
gonna do with all this?
as you're literally swiping, I'm probably leaning right up against the machine, just like I still don't get it. I still don't get why you're with these people.
We'll talk about it later. It's fine.
Give me manipulation and persuasion. Actually, give me persuasion or performance, whichever's higher. When you're all like, oh, whatever will I do with all these candy bars? Yeah. I can't hold them all. Yeah. Right. And Lula, you were pursuing. And how many successes did you get to attempt to climb, Alquist?
Just two.
Okay. Reese is correct. I mean, they are very, like, pitted, and, I mean, there's ladders on them. I mean, they're designed to get up on top to secure and stuff. So you can do it, it's just slow going. Whereas Reese is very much, like,
I'm just constantly like,
self-eating
ninja.
across all the
Ninja
crates.
how, is she so,
Guidance.
how are they so springy?
Yeah, but you are able to do it, yes.
4 successes.
4. While you're like, I don't know what this is, and Joey, you very much are like, none of this makes sense.
I mean, I'm half not believing that they're talking to ghosts, to be completely honest.
Right.
I think it's a sham that they all just stood around in a circle, just be like, yes. And then that happened. Wow.
We're faking
Midway through where you're just like, this doesn't make any sense, and this is not how your pops raised you, and you hear like a huge, like, sniffing, snuffling noise.
Give me a candy bar. I open it up.
Yeah.
Just waving it around.
Mm-hmm. After that kind of like initial like snuffling noise, Nothing. You don't hear anything else.
I break a piece off and I throw it on the ground. And then I take a step back.
A moment later, see.
Break another piece off and I throw it. Keep opening those.
I'm just opening. I'm like, whatever. Well, I just have so much here.
I'm like I'm taking a couple steps and I'm trying to get it more out towards the open. So I'm taking a step, throwing piece, taking a step, throwing piece.
Slowly back.
Throwing the wrapper down. Screw the environment. Take the next piece. I'm a dick. I'm sorry.
You're just mad it's not a trail of Reese's Pieces.
And as
That would.
Thank you all for tuning in. No, we're done here. That was no.
The whole reason was just a giant Reese's Pieces.
Just Reese's Pieces.
all set up for an ET.
Thank you for doing this all for me.
Yeah, no. So we're done. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. So Reese,
Yeah.
up knee deep in your squeaky toys.
I'm gonna take a picture of these squeaky toys and send them to the Haven text.
Our
so
group
you
chat.
get it, and you get it. I don't know that you're on the Haven text yet.
What's a text?
I think
You
I want to put her in the
click.
Haven text.
When your picture clicks.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
like,
not the best idea, but I think I would have done it.
When you hear the picture click,
Fine.
down below, the light very much swings in your direction. So again, you're getting the ambient because you're way up top.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it very much is like, even the ambient light comes that way.
I'm gonna stuff a squeaky toy in my pocket. Yep. Oh yeah. No more self checks. And I'm at the end of this. And if there is that ambience that sort of turned towards me, can I move toward its purported origin and start to make my way that way?
You feel like you could probably eyeball it. I mean, you're trying to extract. You're like, if a person's holding a lantern like this, then their head is probably kind of here-ish. Yeah, you think you might be able to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to kind of go for that.
Oh, now it's real.
No, it's real. The Ed Hardy, I blinged out Ed Hardy cat.
It's getting suited
hat
for battle.
comes out.
Yeah. Does St. Valentine really put on the hat?
Yeah,
On the dog?
because I'm stressed out. I'm just like,
The moment you put the hat on, you hear,
wow, that's a different reaction than I usually get. Most of it's really negative these days, which I don't totally understand. Like, Ed Hardy's cool.
It's kind of shiny.
He makes cool stuff. Like, everybody's wearing it on Melrose. Anyway, yeah, I'm just like moving along and trying to peek around the corners into the shadows, and I'm probably staying close to Lula.
I think we're probably both got each other by the arm just a little bit, looking down corners.
Yeah.
Shoving each one, shoving the other one first.
So, do you think, Lula, that the behemoth, the big one, is like not a ghost, right? So,
Oh, I have no idea.
so did the hermit summon, or maybe it's a hierophant? Did they summon this demon? Is that what's going on here? Or are we gonna have to fight a big thing? Is basically what I'm asking. And if that happens, could is there one of your friends that you share space with who's like really really like good at fighting? Like you get in touch with them?
I think Reese is probably going to be our best bet. I'm
counting on them, but I think we're gonna need all the help we can get.
Where are they having this conversation?
Not on top of the shipping containers.
The two of you are on the top of the shipping containers. The two of them are down on the ground. Joey and Valentina are over by the vending machines. And you, Alquist, as you very much are kind of trying to make your way across, and you see Reese, because again, they're probably about 100 feet away, so you're kind of like
quite
3
extraordinary.
ways across. Give me your wits and awareness.
Oh, shit.
You know all your dumb stats. Alquist.
Oh wow, the murder look that just happened.
Sick. A whole bunch of nothing.
Alpha's never seen a thing in his entire life.
You've successfully rolled to disbelieve, yeah, right. This is that scene in the movie when the monster's right here, and you're like, yeah.
Like, it's right behind me,
Yeah,
isn't
this
it?
whole seems legit. Yeah, right. You absolutely do not notice. The thing is
For the sake
very much behind you. Yes.
of my unathletic self, as I'm trying to like go up above, because I'm assuming they're somewhere close to right there, I want to be like right above them, trying to like reach over and then just fall straight down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right after you all have that conversation, Alquist hits the ground right in front of you.
Oh, hi. So, how's the investigation going?
It's going just fine. We found so many things.
Remember when you were talking about a big tough person to help us? It was not him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alice. You too are a lover, not a fighter, I suppose. Well, no, you... Oh,
Yes,
well,
I am a lover.
We'll get back to that. Yes, it was very large. We have a very large thing coming right for us at some point.
That's what we're worried about.
We need to prepare.
So maybe it'd be better if you were a fighter. Maybe you'd be better at it than you are as a lover.
Hostility.
Valentina and Joey,
So,
as you do continue throwing things out?
and I would like to kneel down so that if someone does come out, I can get eye contact. And as soon as if I ever see some eyes on me, I will compel them to stop moving.
As you guys keep backing up, like the little hand keeps coming out and grabbing things until you kind of move back far enough that you feel like probably an adult arm would have to go farther, and it stops grabbing.
You know, if you just came out here, we could give you all of this candy here. It's not much we could do with it.
Full size, too. I think there's some king size. Yeah, mixed in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on 1 second here.
Come here, children, we have candy.
There's,
We have vampires, but we have candy.
here was like, I really do want the candy bars, but I'm kind of afraid that you guys are fucking monsters.
No, not us. No, we're not monsters. What would make you think that?
We have candy.
Yeah, so much candy.
I'm very specifically not saying I'm not a monster.
Yeah, you left those wrappers everywhere.
I'm very much saying I'm not a monster. No.
You can lie. I can't.
Let me just check one thing here.
I don't.
Joey, you feel a hand in your pocket.
Oh, I immediately grabbed for it.
Yeah. Valentina, you've seen this before, and it never gets old. Just how fast they move. It's like you've seen fast kid, but it's like there's just no comparison. It's, you immediately snatch the arm of a little pot-bellied person. He's got kind of yellowish skin, and he's got two little like goat horns. He's about 4 foot tall, but probably weighs 200 pounds. I mean, he's got little rolls and folds all over him.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, that's
what the fuck is this?
Not a child.
Nope. Children don't have horns, unless you'd like to tell me something new that I don't know. What are you? And what's your name? And I'm literally poking it with my other free hand.
Tell him what he wants to know.
Both
Like
Joey, I will roll for you, but Valentina, give me your
Can I use, what is the one I need? A
composure
mesmerize?
composure and resolve.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And
I got 2.
Saint Valentine and Lula, both give me your Sense the Unseen rolls here. You got 2?
2.
Is that wits and aspects?
Wits and aspects, yes.
Okay.
Joey, you and you're holding this thing up, and it just says, "Hey, relax. Why don't you just let me have the candy, and everything's gonna be fine." And both of you are like, "Yeah, all right."
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he said, give me the candy. So I'm going to hold him still. And come on, you could probably feed it to him.
I start feeding.
All right. And when you start feeding it to him, he very much
Very much along
Why
the
didn't I
lines.
just think of the fucking candy machine?
Very much along the lines of Ghostbusters, I'm literally screaming out, "We've got one!"
What was your Cincy Unseen?
10 with a crit, a messy crit.
10 with a crit with a messy crit, Lula.
Yeah, well, I got 2, so...
Yeah. While you're, like, looking around, you see what looks like a little kid. Maybe like a 6-year-old. Standing in the middle of the way, and they're kind of slightly in the shadows. And they're wearing a little red cap. And they are looking at St. Valentine's Ed Hardy cap with, like, full anime eyes. And you hear the wow again.
Say Valentine.
Did you hear that? Like a weird wow came from...
I did. He's looking right at your hat. Maybe try and trade him.
Okay. I just kind of... I can't... with my 2 successes, I don't see him.
You haven't seen it yet, no. But
I'm going to reach forward with the hat anyway and just be like, here you go. It's real cool. It only costs $60.
Lula's gonna kind of hover near the hat just in case anything comes to grab it, but like kind of stealthily, like.
You very much can see this like red-capped child, and when Saint Valentine puts the hat down, they smile. But when they smile, their lips go way back, and all the teeth in their mouth are incredibly sharp.
You're making a face.
And they're like,
did they like the hat?
What do you want to trade for it?
He wants to know, can you hear him?
You can. When he says what he wants to trade for it, you do.
Yeah.
Before now, you hadn't seen him.
Wow, his voice is real creepy. Geez, what do I want to trade for it? How about a safe passage for me and my friends?
He reaches behind him and pulls out a surprisingly long and curved knife. It is almost kind of like twisted in the middle, and you see like light gleaming off of it.
That's
he's like,
awesome.
You are a very smart person. I will not murder you. And he comes out of the light and picks up the hat and puts it on over his little red cap. And he's like, this is awesome. Reese.
Yeah.
Were you going towards the lantern or towards the we got one?
Towards the we got one, I activated fleetness. My hunger does not increase.
Okay. As you're like running, give me your wits and awareness. And you all hear the boom, 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 boom of like Reese bounding across. Every once in a while,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rocking us up the sneaky toy that you tucked in your back pocket. Yep. And as you're running along squeaking, you just hear and a full head and shoulders comes up from between the shipping crates.
I activate
and goes, squeaky. And you see a mountainous head that almost looks like it is carved out of mud that is sort of like off to the side and like kind of poorly misshapen. And like the man said, it's about as big as a house. And it looks up at you and with a big hand reaches towards you. It's like, squeaky.
Squeak, squeak.
Yeah.
Alright, see? I'm gonna throw. Ready? Prowess throw! Toward the docks, not toward the water.
Okay, towards the docks.
It's
not
like a
towards the water.
perfect spiral.
It's true. A squeak.
Arcing through the air perfectly.
You all hear. Yeah. And while you all are standing there, you see it like turn and like look where it went off in the other direction. And it's like, you're a good arm. Boom, boom. And you all hear the boom, boom. And the one that you're holding on to there, Joey, is like, oh, he's shaking everything around now. Ah. And and this thing, which originally you were like, this is kind of like really like dumpy and gross. Like now when you look at it, you're like, no, he's really adorable. Like I really just want to like love him and pet him and feed him and just make sure he's happy.
As you're feeding him, I'm gonna start, instead of poking his belly, I'm gonna start rubbing his belly.
He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, oh, that's the spot. I can't
Yeah.
reach it. My arms, like literally, his little arms won't reach his own belly. He's like, oh, I can't get that bottom spot. Oh, yeah. And he's got chocolate all over his face now.
What are you, little friend?
He's like, oh, you guys are so cool. He's like, he looks over at you, Joey, and he's like, hey, sorry, man. Like this, a lot of this is your stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's like, we didn't mean to cause any trouble. We just kind of came to party.
What? You keep saying we. What are we, and how many are we?
Oh, that's a different question. That's a different question indeed. And Alquist,
Yes.
while they're looking at this little red-haired person, you notice out of the corner of your eye a light.
I look towards it.
It's a person holding a lantern.
Ah, shit. What do I see?
It is just like what you saw in the video. It
That
looks like an old man
creepy
wearing
old
tattered gray robes. Now that you can see them a little bit closer, there's bits and pieces of lots of different things all over. It's lots of tatters and like odd bits of cloth. And as you notice, it's not just robes. It's neckties. It's bits of torn dresses. It's scarves. It's just all sorts of like randomly scavenged things that he's wearing.
Dresses you. It's like, hey, how are you? How can I help you? Why are you behind us with a lantern?
When he sorts of lowers the lantern a little bit and looks at you, and when he blinks, his eyes don't blink up and down; they blink side to side, like nictitating membranes.
Definitely not unsettling.
Yeah, and he's like, "What are you doing out here?"
That's what I came to ask you.
And he kind of comes a little closer, and he's like, that's a mighty nice tie you got there.
This?
Would you mind trading?"
And what did you have in mind?
Oh, maybe. And he looks over at the red cap with the hat on that's so happy.
2 hats now.
It is 2 hats, yeah. And he looks at Lula, and he's like, "Oh, you've got the sight, don't you?
Yes, indeed.
You all, maybe, give me that tie. I'll invite you all to a little show, a little pageant we like to put on. We were just here for a bit of fun ahead of time, but I was getting late, I think."
Well, I do love parties.
And when you say I do love parties, the little one with that now has the Ed Hardy cap says, "I already traded not killing him." And he's like, "Oh, but I didn't, you see. That sounds more menacing than I intended it to. But no."
I can get more hats if that's a thing.
Right. He's like, "No, the tie will do.
I feel like that's a deal.
I just begrudgingly take it off. Just gently.
He
Be careful.
reaches out and he's like, "Oh, that's quite nice. And he swirls his finger like this, and the tie goes and like loosely ties around his neck and dangles there.
Neat trick.
And he turns and looks at you and he says, you're special.
How so?
You ever seen my kind before?"
No, I don't believe I've had privilege. May I ask what's not rude? What are you? How are you? Are you the same as the tiny one with?
"Fuck no, we're not the same." The one is like, with the head, he's like, "He'd be lucky to be as cool as me." And he's like, now, manners in front of the company here. I believe your friends are over there. We should all get our party in order before we proceed on to the grand ball, wouldn't you say?
Oh Oh, a party. I'm so glad I wore my pretty dress.
You are very appropriately dressed for the evening, as are you. You probably needed a
I am
tie.
fantastic.
In terms
Well, when you say that, I'm gonna pull out a tie out of my
spare time.
Second tie.
Hashtag spare
Spare
time.
tie.
And he does start walking. Right about then, you all see what Reese saw go running by. Boom, boom. And the man holds up the lantern and is like, now, there'll be time for that later. It's almost time to be away. And while you all are holding, as you guys come around, you very much see Joey holding this guy with the least amount of contempt you've seen on his face. And the vending machine is completely empty. And Valentina is still just shoving things in its mouth. Yeah.
At this point, I'd probably start coddling it like
Yeah.
a small child. I
He's
mean,
like,
it's 4 feet, but still, like...
Yeah, you're big enough to kind of,
Yeah.
Right. He's like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. You
Little
come to my house and
scritches in
throw me
between.
across the room.
Yeah.
You're making little friends everywhere else we go.
Yeah.
Well, this one's cute.
Look
And
at him.
The thing looks at you, all the rest of you, and he's like, and you all hear like 3 raps of hoofbeats, like, and he's like, fine. He's like, would you put me down? And he just waves his hand, and when he waves his hand, the fascination parts. Like, you're completely aware of what it is. It is back to being this dumpy, fat, gross, gluttonous thing. Like,
My jacket.
yeah.
You have great taste.
I'm gonna need a new jacket.
Yeah. And he looks up at you and he's like, you can feed me chocolate whenever you like, baby.
Yeah, well, you tell us what we want to know, and that's just fine.
What is it that you want to know?
What are you?
Tell him what he wants to know. Can I try and mesmerize him?
You can try. Yep. Roll it.
Try.
Reese, were you still up on the crate? Or
Yeah,
did you-
it was great. I had started to pick up a bit of a celerity run, and then I was interrupted by a bit of a big boy.
You hear, you aren't like the other ones. I think you're interesting.
Hey there.
When you turn around, you see another small person. She's maybe 5 foot tall. And it's a fawn. She's got little deer legs. She's got little pointed deer ears. She's got a little flat deer nose. But she's not brown. She's kind of grayish blue. Like, she very much blends into the shadows fairly easily. Like, whenever the moon kind of moves behind the clouds, it's like she's not there at all. And then when the moonlight hits her, she's back again.
Hey.
You found my squeakies.
They were very cute. Why you have them assembled all the way up here?
I was trying to keep him away from him. And she points over towards the, like, giant thing.
He's really tall.
Yeah, it didn't work. Well, it did work. He didn't know they were there until he heard the...
Maybe inside the container next time. I'm Reese. What's your name?
She's like, I don't know how to say it where you'd understand, but I'm Fawn.
Hey, Fawn.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
She's like, you aren't like the other... And she just, like, sort of motions, like, across the docks. People.
Why do you say that?
She's like, oh, because you're dead. And you sort of went jumping across all of these crates, and I saw all that. I mean, I could do that. And like when she says I could do that, she does like a quick back tuck. And you hear her little like hooks hit the thing. Yeah, she's like, well, I mean, like those guys can't do that.
They can't, can they?
Mm-mm.
Aren't you the coolest, Fawn?
I think so. She's like,
I like your gymnastics. What are you doing around the docks?
she's like, well, we just like came to pick up some party favors. We got a thing we're doing tonight.
What kind of party favors?
Oh, well, I got my squeakies.
Great squeakies.
Yeah, I think there was like some Buicks that were being shipped to Brazil. I think they stole some cars. We got there was some gummy bears. The gummy bears were nice. That was for the fat fucker over there. That's just how does anybody that small eat that much?
Hey, you know, you get hungry, you gotta eat.
He's like, well, that's why he can't do what I do. And she does like a little pirouette on Yeah, she's like, he's all, I'm important.
I know that feeling. The worst, right?
Yeah. She's like, hey, can I tell you a secret? He's
I'm
like,
real
'Cause-
good with secrets.
She's like, because I think you and I are a lot alike. Because she just sort of looks at you for a second and she's like, you don't mean to kill all those people.
You don't either.
I kind of do, though. I'm not you. I know how that sounds. I kind of like it, though. We all kind of like it.
Like that guard down there?
He was going to stop us from getting our stuff together. Like, honestly, I didn't want to do that. That was very messy. That wasn't me. It's like the little guy with the red hat. That guy's got a short fuse.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm not going to hurt you, Reese. I'm not. I mean, I don't want to. I don't plan to. I'm not. Wait, I know how that sounds. Oh, I'm bad at this.
Hey, let's do it this way. I'm not planning on hurting you. You're not planning on hurting me. Hopefully, circumstances don't change and that continues, and we have a great friendship between two people who can do real good gymnastics.
Deal, Reese. And she comes and like gives you a hug. Like,
You know what? Sure. I can break this if I need to, I assume.
Buries her little fawn head. And it's a firm hug, but it's just a hug. Yeah, she's
Cool.
like, okay, let's go downstairs. We want you guys to come to our party.
Hey, tell me about this party. And I'm gonna keep my arm around her, but just sort of break it so that like I'm not actively grappled.
Right. No, she does.
Yeah, no, exactly. But like I'm keeping it social.
Mm-hmm. When you come down, the one with the lantern.
Oh yeah, we'll just jump off
Right,
together.
yeah, you guys see that, and you guys see this little fawn person appear. Yes.
5 successes.
To compel him, or mesmerize him.
Yeah.
To do what to him?
Oh, tell him what he wants to know.
Well, remember, they will
that
literally do what you say. So if you say, tell him what he wants to know, he will say what he wants to know.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Like, I haven't rolled a save yet. I don't know that it's going to work. I just want you to know in terms of what you can mesmerize him to do.
Yeah.
He will
Answer his
do
question.
literally that.
Would that,
Honestly,
or would he just say his question?
No, answer the question.
Mm-hmm.
What does one say to get someone to?
I mean,
It's
can't you
difficult.
ask the same question that I asked? Which is, what are you?
I think that
But
they
it's
do
not
word
a
salad in
command.
response.
It's not a
They're
command.
it's not a great one for.
I will say the spirit of the power is to make people do things, not say things. It's
Yeah.
to do things.
Is compel the same?
Compel is just a simpler version of mesmerize.
Mm.
Lula, all of them are kind of
One has more Biggie Smalls power.
looking at you. Yeah, and even the fawn's like,
Hello. Hello. Oh, tiny little creature. How are you?
you remind me of someone. I don't know. Someone else I know knows, and it's not you, but it's someone else that you know that they know.
Oh.
That you remind me.
Oh. Hopefully she is very sweet and very beautiful.
Are you saying I'm sweet and beautiful? Because you're sweet and beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I don't know you very well, but I assume with a fabulous bluish hair color, the way you have, that you're quite sweet. But clearly see you're beautiful. But if we could ask will they talk this one with the hat? What we were supposed to know what you guys are.
When they watch this, the one with the hat like rolls his eyes clearly and looks at you, St. Valentine, is like, part of our deal, did you mean I wouldn't kill any of them? And he pulls out that knife again. He's like,
We're cool. We're cool, right? Yeah, I think it's that's included in the deal. And I said, and my friends, safe passage. I was pretty specific.
Okay, all right. Okay.
You know that. You heard me.
It sounds a really nice house. Okay.
Worth it. I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What about? Don't lie to us again.
You can try. Yeah. Again, spirit of the game. There's like there is no lie detectors anymore. Like there is no way to compel honesty. It really is not really possible. There's some corner cases, but not
Like I
really.
said, don't trick us again.
You can try. I mean, if that's the command you want to give, you don't trick us again.
I mean, I don't think there's much better. I mean, oh, can you do don't? Because we're aware that it had some sort of like mesmerization
Right,
on
right.
us.
That's what
Can we
once
can we
the-
compel it to not do that again?
That's what I'm
Yeah, that, I mean, you
word
can.
it.
Yeah, you'd be like, don't do that again.
Don't
Don't
use that
Jedi
thing
mind
anymore.
trick.
Don't
on us.
Jedi mind trick
Yeah.
me again.
Yeah. Don't
No,
mess,
you don't Jedi mind
mess
trick
with
me.
our minds again.
And he's like, oh, what fun is that? Okay, all of you can give me wits plus occult to see if you recognize
that's my
these
Oh,
rolls.
so wits.
Mhm.
Got it.
It's true. Reese is a Reese of action.
2.
Yeah.
This
Hey,
is so sad.
Do I get anything for blood magic or alchemy specializations in the occult?
not this time. Yep. The fawn very much stays next to Reese, though. It's
Yeah.
like,
I rolled for the wrong ones. Those are...
I see it now with the
right.
not good for handsprings.
Yeah. He's all like,
Hey, that's rude. Be nice.
you know, and while the fawn is pointing, like he picks up the candy wrappers and is literally like, no, and then like after licking it a second, she goes, and like shoves the candy wrappers.
Someone cares about their mom.
I feel like I need to go back to the car and get a new jacket. That's just
No, you're very thoroughly skeeved.
Yeah.
Right. Joey is not wearing a tie, right?
No.
The one with the lantern looks at you and is like, how much for the jacket?
The one I'm wearing on right now.
Yeah.
With this disgusting stain on it.
Right.
What do you got?
I'll give you an audience with the king.
The king of.
Everything.
Is that whose party you're going to, Fawn?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. The king's party. Yes.
They're bringing him lots of party favors, Joey.
It's so much fun.
Like Buicks and gummies.
If I had to give up my super cool hat, you definitely have to give up that
Party.
ugly
Uh-huh.
jacket.
With the king.
I'm catching on what Reese is saying, and
Oh, good.
I take my jacket off.
When you say if I had to give up my super cool hat, this is a good deal. The red cap is like, you get to live. It's like resizing it. Did you give him the coat?
Yeah.
He puts it on and it just, he swims in it. But he's like, all right. I feel like this is a fair trade. We'll take you all to the pageant for an audience with the king. Wits and occult, how much did you get?
6.
6? Anybody get more than 6? Any crits?
It's a huge one.
Lula. These are changelings. These are fairies.
Oh, shadow.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh. She's just gonna walk up to each one of them and just kind of like look at them kind of close and go, oh, peculiar little things. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I've always wanted to meet one of you. What's the word? Fangirling. I'm fangirling.
The greedy one is like, I know, I have that effect on people. He continues eating candy wrappers. It's like shoveling his hand all the way into his mouth, like forcing them in.
You know what? I don't see a recycling bin, so
So
next best solution.
that is the original recycling bin.
The one with the lantern turns and looks at you, and again, when his eyes blink, they blink side to side like nictitating. He's like, oh, you've seen, huh?
Yes, I've heard many legends. There were some famous photos back in the day when I first started to do all of my mysticism stuff. I'd always hoped you were real.
Oh, we're very real. We just might not be quite like you think.
It can be both things.
Right. And he turns and he looks right at you, Joey. And he's like, things aren't always as they appear, are they?
Never.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, more often than not.
Could you be more specific about that?
Right when you say that, you guys hear vroom, and a huge convertible Cadillac pulls up that is about the size of a school bus. And the gigantic one is sitting in the front seat behind the wheel, basically holding down to the wheel like this. And he's like, right here.
I'll hold an elbow out to Fawn.
And this is very real. You all see it. I mean, you smell the exhaust. I mean, it is just basically a school bus that somebody turned into a Cadillac. It is, yeah.
Well, I don't think we could possibly refuse this.
Nope, not at all.
Fawn slips it through. She's like, this'll be quite an adventure.
All right.
She's like, those stories that you hear about, like, don't eat the food or you can't leave, like, none of that's true. You could eat it. I mean, it might be gross, but you could eat it. What I worry about more than anything is make sure you're, like, respectful because, you know, he promised not to kill you and he promised not to kill you, but, I mean, the other ones haven't promised.
We can be very respectful.
I'll be on my best behavior.
Oh, of course.
The man with the lantern walks over to you and is like, if I may. And when you actually touch him, his fingers are like long and spindly. Like again, when he's like kind of all bundled up, you don't really notice. But it's like he's got extra knuckles. It's like he's like, pleasure to make your acquaintance, ma'am.
I bet you climb trees very well.
Oh, I climb a number of places. I do. And he like opens the door to the car and like escorts you in.
Thank you.
And when you guys get in, there are rows of seats that like very clearly have been salvaged from all kinds of different cars, essentially, and just like bolted in. But again, this is a physical vehicle. No, and it doesn't really make sense, Joey, honestly.
No, it doesn't. not even the tiniest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
all right then. I guess this is what
really,
we're doing.
really, really cool. Yeah.
This is the weird that I've committed to.
Yeah.
I found mine.
We've
It's
come.
not house dude. It's not anything else.
Let's find out where the rabbit hole goes.
Let's go to the party, babe.
Yep, where the rabbit hole goes.
Yep. He's like, all aboard. And drives off. And this is a good place for us to take our break. So we'll come back in, say, 10 minutes. And then we'll come back for a silky smooth and uneventful Unseelie Fae
Party bus.
pageant.
We'll unseal it.
Party bus.
Yes,
Hey,
so
party bus.
I'm going to attempt to go to break and not mess it up. So we'll be back in 10.
Don't break things.
And we are back. And yeah, I got that when I hit the button on the first try this time. So things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Long Beach by Night, Episode 3, Dark Claw of Vengeance. So, you all had met at the docks the Fae, the Changelings, the fairy contingent, and loaded into their cartoonishly oversized modified school bus to ride with them to the pageant. So as you guys are literally riding through the docks, basically like making your way along, they don't drive on the street, but they drive all through there. Do you say anything to yourselves or to each other or them? Because the ones that you've met so far are all in the vehicle.
What are the seating like? Is it like a car or is it like a school bus? Like
a school bus. But once you go back, there's just rows of like car seats that have been like randomly like ripped out of other cars and just put in. So they are not neat rows at all.
Buicks?
It's just, yes, there's Buick seats.
They have a cohesive aesthetic in that it's not cohesive.
Eclectic.
Yeah. Yeah.
On Pinterest board.
It's real quirky.
I'm gonna make sure I'm seated right next to Joey.
Naturally.
This is all very lovely, but why do we take a bus? I was fairly certain that your kind was able to fly.
The one with the red cap turns and he's like, does it look like I got any wings?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. There's all different shapes. You're magical. Can't you just, like, make wings happen?
Not a prerequisite for flight, I'm told.
Let me ask you a question.
That's what I hear.
And he pulls his knife out and he points it at you. He's like, let me ask you a question. What you are, you're not like what they are or what they are.
No. Do any of you fly, I suppose, is the real question.
I mean, first of all, that is very rude to just be like, oh, do you fly? We just met. Yes, some of us can fly. I choose not to. I like to keep 10 toes down. Thank you very much. And he slides his knife back in the holster and then, like, adjusts his Ed Hardy hat again.
I suppose that's fair.
He's like, you know, whatever mortal wealth you wish for, I'm sure I could probably achieve for you if you could get me more of these sweet lids.
I'm not super interested in mortal wealth. Do you have anything else? Magic, maybe?
I mean, I already said I wouldn't hurt you.
I mean, okay, that's cool, but I mean, instead of mortal wealth, I mean.
Want me to hurt somebody else for you?
I mean, not right now, but okay, that's one option.
Nah, yeah. Because believe it or not, I actually am a knight.
Oh, cool.
I'm a black knight.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Are
People
you-
don't think we could do that, by the way. Which again is a common misconception. Thinking that I don't have a sense of like duty and honor and loyalty,
what other
and I
type,
do.
What other type of knights are there besides black ones?
White ones?
Okay, just 2 types.
I mean, like, you know, why does a knight do what they do? But, you know.
And you said
like,
you had 10 toes earlier, right?
Yeah, well, here's
Okay.
the thing. I just, you know, sometimes it's like people are like, oh, I'm going to fight you fair, right? We're going to, you know, and actually, like, looks towards you, Reese, like, you know, 30 style boxing, right? Like, fair.
Pugilism,
But-
fisticuffs.
Yeah, but sometimes you're like, what's that? And he pulls out a gun, right, and points it at your knee. He doesn't shoot, but he's like, a deal's a deal. But take somebody's legs out,
No, I'm picking up what you're putting
inhibits
down.
their
No
ability
doubt.
to, right? Because
Oh,
they're like,
yeah,
oh, and then you're like, right?
If you're clear about the terms of engagement, it's on them for
Or-
not using all their resources.
Or not clear about the terms of engagement.
Deliberately vague. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm not going to shoot you tonight.
Can I fast reflexes, grab and flip it around to him by the handle?
Mm-hmm. Right when you flip it around, just as fast as you took the gun, the knife's in his hand. But he's like, oh, right. Yeah. Like, I'll hurt someone for you for free if you want. Maybe we can hurt somebody together. Like, we can like hang out, you know? Hey, all right. What are the rest of you
This
doing?
is socializing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you know what we are?
So you have a few of them. You have the one with the red cap, you have the old man with the lantern, you have the fawn, and you have the glutton, and you have the big one that is driving.
Okay.
So
okay.
who are you talking
Assuming we're spread out,
to? Mm-hmm.
we're at the back of the bus.
Where the cool kids sit.
And well, who's at the back? Who would be closest?
I would say the old man with the lantern would have said
Okay.
closest to the two of you.
So I'll ask him.
Do you know who we are? He's like, oh yes, I count many Nosferatu among my friends, many Bomnars as well. I've made the acquaintance with in my time, wandering the nights.
And what is your name?
He's like, again, it doesn't translate, but I'm a slewer, you might say, a slewer. Yeah.
I lean in close to you and whisper to you, be very careful what you say to these people.
Of course.
He's like, wait, I gather stories. That's my stock in trade. Is I hear things and I share what I hear to someone who makes it worth my time to.
Oh, and what makes it worth your time? What is it that you desire?
He adjusts his new coat, and he's like, whatever the mood catches me at the moment, and kind of adjusts the tie. He's like for instance, I won't tell your friend over there what you did to his business.
Oh, well, that's well, good.
Oh, was that out loud? Oh, that's
But did you?
Trickery. They're not.
I don't.
You can't
I don't.
trust.
I don't need to know.
Do you trust them?
Do I trust them over someone that's continuously ran away from their family?
Slew.
What's it worth to you for me not to tell him where you've been?
How about I don't break your arm?
You're being a little rude, my dude.
Can we hear that?
No, this is just
Yeah.
with the two of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can hear that.
What do you need? Humans?
He leans in, and again, his eyes side to side blink, and he turns and he looks at you, and he's like, I'll keep the secret as a favor. But remember, I did it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Twarn't her fault, really.
Was it?
No more to say, except twarn't her fault.
None of my business. Not my job.
He, Valentina, he's like, I'd like to give you a bit of a gift, if I may. Oh, a real gift. I realize what we are. I realize the ridiculousness of this. Look at this vehicle. Look at us. It's 2019. I know. But we still are what we are.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I do love gifts.
He's like, I don't know that you'll love this one. And he opens up the lantern right in front of you.
Shit.
And when you see it, you see yourself leaving a meeting. And you're on your cell phone and you're talking, and one of your assistants heads back inside to do something, and you're kind of looking down, not paying attention, and someone comes up behind you and stabs you with like something. And you turn and push the person, and someone else comes up behind you and grabs your arms, and you see your eyes go wild and then just sort of blank. And a van comes up and it slides open and they throw you inside like a rolled up carpet, and the van slides closed and speeds away, and then you're back in the car. And he closes the lid on the lantern.
What was that? What was that, a threat?
Oh, that's what was, child. Not what will be, that's what was. And his eye kind of falls down towards the scar on your shoulder. And then looks back up at you.
Right. Yeah, Did you see that?
I did.
And do you help them? Are you with them?
Oh, no. All of this. And he just motions at the docks and the machinery and everything. He's like, this is all killing us. I have no interest in seeing that level of barbarism continue. I'd hoped that man was going to get back to the simple things, the joy of walking through the field with the wet grass between your toes, but I fear that will not be so. The other plan, the other way, then.
Perhaps we have similar interests then.
Well, change is good, but honor is a lie, unfortunately.
I don't find that.
Don't you? Lula, the fawn is holding on to Reese's hand, but rotated all the way around in their seat, just looking at you, like. And her little fawn ears are like moving up and down.
Hello, little creature.
Hi.
She's my favorite.
What do you have a name?
She's like, it doesn't really translate. I'm. Just call me Fawn. I'm a satyr, but you can call me Fawn.
You are very sweet and very adorable. Hello. How long have you been around these parts?
She's like 400 years.
Oh, excellent. Wonderful. So then you know all about this land and this landscape, but you travel.
She reaches out and she touches your headband, like very much all in your personal bubble. It's like, that's beautiful. She doesn't try and take it, but she's like, it's so pretty.
Well, maybe one day we get you one of your own.
Really?
Yes. Isn't Lula the best?
Yes! This is the best day. Like, I thought we were just gonna come to the docks and steal some stuff like we always do. And then, but I have new friends.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so since we're friends,
Yeah.
I want to tell you guys some stuff that you need to know.
Okay.
So, wait, like, get those two too. Like, get them to, like, points at Alquist and St. Valentine. Like, yeah, okay.
I do tap Val.
I'm like, no, he needs to know too because he's gonna say the wrong thing and then.
Alquist,
Oh,
Your
we're
presence
counting
is
on that.
being requested.
Oh, isn't it always?
He's like,
No,
I would be mad.
it's not.
okay, so don't tell that old guy that I told you this, because he's all like, oh, secrets of power, blah, blah, blah.
It's a
you
good
know?
impression.
Yeah, I've been around him a long time.
I love impressions and secrets.
Okay. So this is how it works, okay? So there's different kinds of us, like you see. Like, you know, I'm not like him, he's not like me, right?
Mhm,
Right?
mhm.
But we different kinds, but there's like 2 groups. Call them like the daylight and the nighttime. That's the simplest way to explain it.
Okay.
In what you know, your fairy pictures and your that thing. That's not us.
At all.
I mean, like sometimes, like I like to frolic.
Sounds like a daylight kind of thing, though, right?
I like to frolic, yeah.
I'm kind of a night person. You're also night.
Yeah. Now, can I make a roll to see? I, as a player, know the difference between the 2 types you're talking about,
Wits
but I
and
don't.
occult.
But I don't know. But I can wits and occult.
Wits
to
and
find
occult
if-
to what Saint Valentine might know.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, right. She's like, so, you know, the thing that you're thinking in the wings and they're like, la la la, and I'm drinking dew off of leaves. Like, that's a thing. But
Don't we all enjoy drinking dew off leaves, though?
but Miss Lula, it's not this thing.
So what's this thing like?
But it was 3 successes of this thing, of the worth of this thing.
You've at least read general mythology of unseelie fae.
Okay, so I start saying that. I'm
There
like,
are-
so you are of the more unseelie variety.
You don't know the specifics of how it actually works, but
But I know
you're
there's
aware
a
of the
dark and a
concept
light.
of it, yeah.
That there's a dark and a light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they gotta be that way.
She's like, well, okay, so, like, it used to be that, like, the light ones were in charge for part of the year and the dark ones were in charge of part of the year. It's just like the seasons, right? You know, it's like it's summertime, then it's wintertime, and like that. That
Cycle.
makes sense.
You know, Southern California, but sure.
I mean, not like here, that's true, yeah, but like other places. It is.
I hear about it, yeah.
Right, yeah. I mean, I live here too, but yeah, I mean, I've seen like on TV, snow.
I mean,
What's that
hypothetically.
about? What's that like?
Hey, we have that in California.
I mean, but like,
Yeah,
I've
go to Big Bear.
never seen snow. Like,
I can
There is snow.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
back
Mountaintops.
sometime. I can't really go.
Road trip.
If I told me we can't really go between places that easy, that they're like monsters that'll get you.
I mean, we have ways of doing it
So I keep
secretly.
There's balance, and you've got your light and your dark. But what is it, as our friend Reese asked, that we're about to walk into?
okay, so some of us used to be in charge for like half the year, right? And then like they changed the deal, like those like stupid light side ones, the Sealy ones.
Mhm.
They changed it where it's like they're in charge like all the time, and we get like one night, which is Samhain. Yeah, one night, Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you
that's
gotta
coming up.
you gotta get all of your work done in that one. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure.
a lot.
So you've been pre-gaming with some light theft in the area?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this is like a pre-party because it's like,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, like we're really like we get like one night, but it's like
Yeah.
No, I mean, when you let
Devil's
yourself
night.
off the leash, you know, you can just kind of go frenzied. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, but like you know, but like some of us do though, like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I saw that security guard, and that's.
I didn't do that.
It isn't even the day. No, it was. I just cast my eyes back to my new friend over here.
Yeah, it was him.
Hmm.
He's got a short fuse. You were gonna say something, Alquist?
No.
Yeah. It's like
Oh.
so that's where we're going tonight. Like, the king's gonna be there. You know, the king is there, and the king's like, oh, I'm the king.
So, what's a good way
Hmm?
to make sure we behave in ways where the king doesn't like us? Yeah?
yeah.
Because you know this world, and you know we have the thing of like we don't hurt each other, yeah? So like help me out here.
Assume everybody's lying. I mean, I'm telling you the truth right now, but like everybody else is
No,
lying,
for
though.
sure.
everybody's trying to trick you, and they will not feel guilty about it. Like, I mean, they might just like steal your wallet or put like something in your drink or like try and get you off to the side and like, you know, like talk your clothes off. Like, I mean, some of us like to party. I mean, my kind, satyrs like really like to party.
But I have been known for excess.
No, I mean, it's gonna like go down whatever you want. Like whatever you want is gonna be there. Yeah, but it's everything's
Really?
everything's got a cost though. Everything's got a cost.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. But it's gonna be like fun. Like, I mean, we've been doing it a long time. It's just like I just don't want you to like get eaten and stuff.
Thank you for that. That's touching.
So you guys brought party favors. Like, we didn't know this was coming. We
Yeah.
didn't bring any.
What is it that you guys really like? We've noticed candy and shiny hats. Is there anything else in particular? Is it shiny things in general? I'm so fascinated.
I don't got a lot on me.
She
Say
very
box
much like
line,
rotates
please.
her head around and she's like, okay, so this is like really a secret.
Uh-huh.
Most of us were like born people. Like, we had like moms and dads and stuff. And, you know, we like things like, you know, we know what an Xbox is. Like, we know what Red Bull is.
Hey, half of them don't.
Right. Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, not all of us. Like, some of us are from like over there. Like, over there. Like your stories. Like, that's a thing that happens. But not like us.
Like the baby
Gotcha.
swapping.
like Hawaii?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's really
I figured it was.
Yeah.
It's consistent across multiple mythologies.
I never did that. I'm from Long Beach.
Me too.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's gonna be like a great party, yeah. Yeah. Just like, be cool. And if you get in trouble, like, find me. Oh, and don't believe anything anybody says, except me. I'm telling you the truth. But everybody else, they all lying.
For sure.
I believe you. And Lula will give her a little scratch behind the ear.
Aw.
She's like, I really want one of those ones. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that because it's yours. Yeah, but like, yeah.
Well, I do appreciate it. We will find you one.
Right when you say we will find you one, the chubby one up front turns around and is like, I saw it first, it's mine. What?
We'll find you one too, dear.
I want two.
We'll
Wait,
find
but-
you two.
But what? Yeah. Right. As you guys are driving, you pull near you again are very familiar with this area, Joey, and you know you've arrived basically at the end of the docks, and you see what you know as kind of like the old abandoned like factory district. You know, there's some old warehouses there and things, but it looks like an old abandoned toy store.
This is new.
And totally not creepy.
It looks old, but yeah.
Well, I just mean this is new. I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Like
These buildings are here, but you're like, that's not what that is.
yeah.
But again, anyone that drove past it wouldn't notice, you know, a condemned toy store. It's like, you know, signs kind of like hanging to the side.
Was this always here?
No, I've never seen this before. Before we go in, I need to tell you something. These things, all of them, are extreme. One direction or another. Not a single one of them you can trust. Nothing you see, you touch, you taste, you can't trust anything. Nothing here is safe. And while one thing may be one thing, it soon will be a different one. So just stay by me.
Okay.
Valentina, you know, Uncle Joey's not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
This reaction's unusual.
Okay. I mean, they seem.
They seem what they want to seem as.
We know a thing or two about that.
Just one or two.
Okay, understood.
As the vehicle comes pulling into the parking lot of this, what looks like abandoned toy store, there's all kinds of cars in the parking lot. Most of them look like they've been sitting there for ages. There's cobwebs around them, you know, weeds growing up around the wheels. Some of them have clearly been driven in. There's no pattern in what they are. Some of them are 4 doors, 2 doors. A couple of them are just kind of like wrecked up on the sidewalk. And there is one gleaming silver, just immaculate, like Great Gatsby styled, like stretch Cadillac type thing, which would fit in the collection of the people you know, Joey,
Yeah.
but you've never laid eyes on this particular vehicle before.
Any of them look like the cars I saw outside the Queen Mary?
No.
Keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Lula?
I'm trying to sense the unseen. I'm gonna burn out willpower because that was an absolutely terrible roll.
All right.
4 successes.
When you open your eyes to the next world, this building, I would say lights up, but that's almost the wrong description because everything is still like very shadowy and gloomy, but it is like brighter. And the building is larger and you can hear music. You can hear laughter and harpsichords and things playing. It looks more like, when you look at it with your alternative senses, it looks like a castle.
Ah, I hear that harpsichord I heard from earlier.
It is the harpsichord you heard from earlier.
So we're headed in the right direction at least.
The big one driving turns and looks back and says, "Freehold."
What's that?
She's like, well, I mean, that's all of this, really, but I mean, that's the king's in there. This is where the pageant is, yay!
Party time.
Yep. And Fawn sort of like puts a hand like and like kind of does like a little pirouette where you hear that little like hooves clopping. Yeah. Yeah. They're like, yeah, it's time for the pageant. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Yeah.
All right, get warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna catch Aquas real quick.
Okay.
Hey, asshole.
Ah, respectful.
I know we're getting dragged off course, but you and I have literally one thing in common, and that strong asshole kidnapped her.
I've been thinking about it, and I think our fairy friends might be able to help.
Yeah, but he might not be the only one involved, so we need to be careful, alright?
I mean, they clearly can come in and do whatever they want and kill whoever they want without any repercussions from said muscle.
I do just sort of cut my eyes over to Valentina and then back to you. It's a weird night. I don't know anything about this shit, and the only thing I know about that is you know how to do rooms and social shit. So if you think you can get answers out of the people in here, I don't fucking know. But be my guest, but like, we have to get her back. And hurt who took her.
I agree. We've been spending a lot of time chasing random things for no reason, but, you know, here we are.
Vi's a good reason.
Well, we could do... It's fine. I'll go this way.
When you guys all get out of the vehicle, the round one walks over to you, Lula, and is like, "Hey, I'm Boggin."
Hello, Buggin. How are you? Very, interesting.
He's like, "You, want to cut a rug? You wouldn't know it just to look at me, but I can do a Macarena that'll melt your face."
Do you know any Charleston?
Yeah. Charleston Chew is one of my favorite.
Oh, not what I meant, but close enough.
He holds his hand up for you. And again, his hand, it's like very like gooey and spongy. It almost feels like he's made out of gummy worms.
Oh.
And he's all like, "Oh, here we go, coming through." And when the door opens up, you all see a sumptuous party. There is music, there's harpsichords, there is food and laughter. There are dozens, possibly hundreds of people in here. Many of them are wearing masquerade masks and huge elaborate ball gowns, and some of them are dancing, and there's like a group dance taking place where they're all moving to and fro. And at the far side of this cavernous room, much bigger than it should be, in fact, at the far end, up on a very large dais, is a gorgeous silver man. He's watching all of it with a huge goblet in his hand, and is like, and it is, as described, a huge party.
Is that Silverman the King?
It is, yes.
I'm walking over towards him.
We walk towards the king.
I'm following in tow.
Okay.
Yes, I hook up with Val's arm, and I was like, doesn't this feel just like the old days?
Yep. And like we're walking in a way that it's less about trying to get there quickly and about trying to look really cool and confident and like that we're about this party, you know, like
As you guys,
we want to be seen.
As you guys walk through, people definitely like are stopping what they're doing and like looking and like, and like like covering their faces with like little hankies and things like that. Yeah. A woman wearing a masquerade mask lowers it and looks right at you, and she's got cat eyes and a cat's nose and a cat's mouth, and says, "You are perfect."
Oh, how curious.
All right, it's a party up in here, it is. What's going on? Yeah, this is what I like to see. This is going to be absolutely... But hey, Madge, we said we would let Lula have this one tonight. This, like, Faye is kind of her thing. She's got what you just... Fine, but if anything real goes down, I'm coming back out. I'm not letting any fisticuffs happen, and I'm not letting anything happen to Reese. So we understood.
Yes, dear, if anything should arise, it will be all yours again. The light is yours. You can have it.
I think I'm reacting in very artificially. I'm acting more engaged than is normal, so that everybody at the party sees how much fun we're having and how. So,
I do apologize.
She's like, "No, I understand. Yes, there are multitudes inside of you, as there are multitudes inside of me."
Ah, yes, Beeline, you do have 9 lives, don't you?
Oh, I've lived many more than 9.
I have 6. I understand.
She's like, "Welcome to the ball." She bows very deeply. And puts her
Lula will bow as well.
masquerade mask back up and turns and like walks away. And Alquist, as you are making your way through,
Yes.
you see there's somebody that's like sitting in the corner, and they have like a boombox, like an old school like shoulder blaster.
What's
boombox.
that?
ghetto blaster?
Yeah, ghetto blaster, as the kids refer to it.
Well, hopefully not anymore.
And he's just like twisting at it a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, come on. And he kicks it a little bit. And when he kicks it, the speakers open up like eyes and kind of look around for a minute and blink.
Okay.
And he's like, "All right, last jam." And he's like, "You, what's your favorite song?" Let's hear it for the boy. Boom! And he hits it. Let's hear it for the boy starts playing from the boombox. Yeah, which strikes a very different note because everything else is like harpsichord and very like Victorian, and then you very clearly hear this modern music that I will not sing, so we don't get demonetized. Yes.
Please peel all of the skin from Reese's body. It will be less painful than being at a party. Thank you.
Yeah. When you seem,
I do not have obfuscate, but damn, I am trying.
When you seem visibly tense, the fawn walks up and just like laces her fingers through yours. And is like, "It's okay. Remember, they're all lying."
Does that make me feel better?
It shouldn't.
Thanks for the help.
And keeps making their way through. Does anyone do anything else before you make your way to the king?
So as they're walking, I'm staying maybe like a foot behind them, and anytime anyone gets remotely too close to them, I'm just like...
And they very much do. All of you, as you are making your way through, are subjected to gropes and pokes and,
Well, there's some fawning.
Oh, no, yeah.
Not by fawn, but
I accept all of it.
by general.
No, you all get squeezed a little bit, like, yeah.
The bubble.
And the chubby one looks at you and like, "Make sure you got your wallet still." Yeah.
I didn't have one to begin with, so we're all right.
I want to be kind of like bouncing from like gorgeous person to gorgeous person. Doesn't matter which, whatever.
Gorgeous creature.
Yeah, gorgeous creature to gorgeous creature.
Some of them are honestly whatever you want.
Oh my
You know,
Even
they,
as you
you know
start,
that's dangerous, right?
We're gonna lose
You give any
like-
positive feedback about that when one of them does it, and they'll all start doing it.
Alquist.
Even people you wouldn't expect to grope will grope you.
as you start kind of like looking, where you're even thinking like I'm looking for beautiful ones. Just even as you're forming in your mind what you're looking for, you start finding it. Like the exact thing
Perfect.
you want is here.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and very much is.
So quickly distracted.
Yeah.
It's like allowing all of it to happen to me.
Even as all of you, most of you are sort of like kind of eyes on the prize here, but as you sort of like kind of pan your eyes across the room, you're like, even though you can't eat, you're like, oh, my favorite food. It's
I
like,
could eat.
Yeah.
I'm in hunger. I could eat.
right, but you're like, yeah, but, you know, you're like that pizza shop closed years ago. How'd they get that? You know, and you're
Oh
like,
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all of these raving fans.
But even then, that's as you sort of like look out, you see a group of them are like, St. Valentine, oh my goodness, St. Valentine's show was so fantastic, wow. You know, in Reese, as you look, they seem kind of frightened. They're like, ooh, look at that guy, he's tough. Yeah, man, it's like, I don't want to mess with that guy.
Stop fucking
Yeah.
groping me.
They're a bruiser,
That's
you know?
a start.
And as Lula's well,
I tried to have a premonition.
oh, you're about to see something, Lula.
Is that bestial failure?
Instead, I bestial failure. I've been very excited. There's a lot of stimulus around here.
Oh.
Bestial.
Who let the dogs out?
Lula.
With that many times.
Is that what hunger you're at?
Yes.
Oh,
What are you doing?
oh no.
Can I eat berries?
Oh no. Oh
Important question.
no. This is where we die. TPK.
Oh my god.
The king knows. The king has to tell you. The king has to tell you what you want to know. Until the king tells you the truth about something, you will be totally in the sway of the beast.
Oh no. All right, wait. No, hold on a minute. No, this makes sense. And she's gonna march right up
Oh,
to
no,
the
you gotta wait. We gotta look
Right.
cool.
What? No. He knows something, and he knows something that we don't know. And I'm gonna get out of his brain if I've got a crack out of his little head myself.
That's cool, but timing could be better. I mean, people are like looking and stuff.
No, I need to know now.
All right, okay, let's go. Let's all go together.
What the fuck is happening? What is happening?
We're talking to the king right now, I guess.
It seems like she's lost control.
She's not feeling well.
Everybody stops. And the king stands up and is like, hello. Do you have something to ask me, creature?
Yeah, I love all this, by the way. Very shiny, very nice. I like that. If you teach me how to do that later, it'd be great. But why are we here? What's all this going on? I mean, I know there's a party, but like, in honor of what? Of like, now, I mean, I've been grabbed a couple of times.
Silence. It's in honor of me. Yes. And they all, like, no one really kind of says anything. Like, they look up kind of like, are we supposed to? No, we're not. No, we're still not.
Oh,
Right. You can
everyone
hear
else there's completely
Everything else
just
is stopped. Like, they're looking. Like,
Yeah.
they're not frozen, but they're, like, you can hear a pin drop. It went
Extreme
from
record scratch.
huge
Yeah.
raucous
Yes.
party to...
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
These people look like they're having a great time.
He's like, oh, I'm having a fantastic time. Are you not having a fantastic time?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving all of
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I start putting my clothes back
Great, right? This is great.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Right,
Static.
we couldn't be happier.
right.
Happier. It's
So-
catered, right? Do you have
so
do you have stuff that are that?
Oh, I have whatever you wish,
People like us
Saint
would-
Valentine.
Oh, yeah, you know me. That's cute.
I do. Who doesn't know Saint Valentine?
Yeah, like what's on the menu? What are we doing?
What is on the menu, Saint Valentine?
I'm gonna
Oh.
unloop my arm, just
Yeah.
step back from St.
I
Valentine.
give you a hurt look. Like,
Yeah. He turns it and he's like, you seem upset. This is supposed to be a party. I can't have any mean faces at my party.
Can she talk yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. I mean, we're here. It's a bit random. It's a bit odd. No, don't you think? We haven't really been given a ton of information. I mean, there's some. I was just a bit curious. No, I'm gonna let Lula have the light.
Hello.
Yeah.
Do forgive Madge. She's a bit excitable. But yes, it is a bit odd. Are we honored guests or something? Why have you brought us here?
I didn't bring you here. I was reveling here with my wassailers, and it seems like those ones interfered with my party. And when he says this, the ones you saw from the dock, the crowds where they are in the room, everybody like disperses around them. And even the big one looks up and is like, interesting, and points at Joey.
I reach forward and grab Valentina and pull her behind me.
And the king turns and looks like, oh, you're interesting. Oh, you are. We haven't had one of your kind in, many moons.
Well, I'm glad I can break that tradition.
Why don't we do away with these appearances? Why don't we let things be seen as they are? And when he says seen as they are, his neck gets a little longer and his arms get a little longer and his eyes sink in just a bit. And he just looks shadowy.
I unbutton my jacket.
Oh, Joey, are you sure? Are you
And I hand it to Valentina, and I grow, and I change. My hands grow, and there stands a very large werewolf.
Jet
I thought I smelled
Inky.
dog.
black. And you do hear an ambulance. And one person next to you, one little fairy, reaches out and just cops a quick squeeze.
Grab it.
Like, sorry. Haven't gotten down with a werewolf since 64, sorry. And the king's like, I have to thank you. I wouldn't have had this joyous experience if not for your lack of self-control. So, ask me anything, Lula. I'll get back to you in a moment, sir. And again, the werewolf that now stands next to you, which I don't know, Reese, that you've ever laid eyes on a lupine before.
I am extremely what the fuck right now!
He stands 8 foot tall and is 500 pounds if he weighs an ounce.
I mean,
And there's thick, rippling muscle all over him. And when he looks at you, the eyes, those are Joey's eyes. That casual disdain for everything he looks at is still there in this hulking, monstrous body.
I'm just cowering in his shadow, holding his jacket.
Ask me anything,
Mark's jacket.
Lula.
Oh, well, you seem to know my name, so you obviously know quite a fair bit. I, as you know, have the gift of sight, and I had the compulsion that there's something that you know that I need to know, and I don't know what that is, obviously, or else I wouldn't ask you, but, is there anything, like, important that sticks out in your mind that, like, could, I don't know, enlighten us on a few of the, you know our names, you must know the predicaments we're in, anything that you feel compelled to tell me.
Isn't this a happy occasion? And when he says happy occasion, everyone's like, yay! And then it all out again. Yeah, he's like, oh, you are special. I like you, Lula. I like all of you, Lula.
I'm terrified of you, but I like you too.
That is an appropriate response. You are very wise. I am King Luminous Drow, ruler of the Fae. Woo. Lula, on All Hallows Eve, is our time of power. And we will have a grand display, and we will rule this world for a single night. Used to be we ruled half the year, and we will rule again, Lula. But for now, we rule in this single night, and I must tell you, I would be greatly pleased if you were to join us for the festivities, but they won't be here.
Oh, where will they be?
I need something from you. You are capable of sending a message
behind.
that I need sent.
Anything she can do, I can do.
That is incorrect, friend Lupine.
I think maybe we should allow your amazing guests to continue and party, and maybe we can work out an arrangement. Maybe we can work on something that would help your people and help you get closer to ruling more than one night. How does that sound?
He reaches in his belt and he pulls out a gold coin and he flips it to you, Lula. And when you catch it, you feel the beast's stranglehold on your mind dissipate. And he's like, that'll tell you everything you need to know about me, Lula. Yes, let's talk some business. There's a time that we and the Shadow Lords were known to do business.
Yes, we should make that happen again. But like I said, why ruin all of these guests' evenings while we discuss business? Why don't we go do that? And I would like to turn and I would like to look at you. Run.
You're like, and the party starts again. Everybody, and he does motion you forward.
Yeah, I follow.
Mm-hmm.
I follow, and I would like to begin negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to
Aggressive negotiations?
No. I'm
Nice.
while I may be in my true form,
Okay.
I still have control. I'm able to talk and be able to behave as a
Yeah.
Lula, while you're holding this coin, looking at it, and the odd gold symbol that is etched in it, you feel a tug on your sleeve.
Oh, hello.
It's the fawn again.
Oh, hello.
She's like, while he's distracted, you want me to take you to find your friend?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we can like slip out the back.
Which one in particular?
Well, I mean, it's like her, like friend, but I mean, it's your like friend.
Oh, fine. Yes, please.
Yeah.
And is anybody else in like range? Like
I
from
assume
him?
you all probably were like kind of close together, right?
I know I was nearby those
Right.
those
And I
two.
would have grabbed Val and said, I think we ought to go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, indeed.
She's like, and she like clops her little hoof down, and you're like a crowd around Alquist kind of dissipates, and there's odd like lip marks, and then like
You got some hickeys?
yeah, clothes are kind of on backwards, yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Control
kinda,
yourself.
hop and try to get my shoe
While
off.
while we're moving away,
It's
I
a
want
party.
to say
Just
to
trying to have fun.
other Val, like, it's okay to have secrets, but if you don't tell me what's going on with you, I'm just gonna use my imagination.
What? Not here. Not here.
Let's
No
keep
one
moving.
tries to interfere. I mean, the party continues. Yes. Mhm.
That old man with the lantern, is he still around anywhere?
Yeah, you see him. He's still got the lantern in the middle of the ball.
Can I pull him aside for a second?
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, I noticed that you opened your lantern for a second in the back. What was that all about? Anything?
Oh, the lantern illuminates is what that does.
It
shows
does.
you
Does it? What does it show exactly?
what you need to see. Do
What
you have
you
a
need
request
to
for it?
see? Well, fantastic. Is there anything that you would want in exchange for maybe a secret or two?
I'm sure we can arrive at something. how about I pay you a visit soon?
That would be nice.
He's like, don't worry, Alquist. I know how to find you.
I would only assume you do.
As Fawn leads you all out the back, you're still very much on the docks, and there is a boat that is there, but it looks like it is like a children's like playhouse boat. Like it's more like something that would have been from a park. Like it does not look seaworthy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is on the water.
Magic.
And Fawn's like, come, I'll help you.
Trust me, I'm an expert.
And you all get on the boat and you ride out into the water, probably about 500 yards or so, and there's a buoy, and there's like seals dive off of it when it's there. And she's like, okay, your friend's right down there. As you,
okay, all right.
It all makes sense now with the seals. Oh.
as you do jump also. As you yeet down into the water, it is difficult because it is inky black dark. But as you get down and you fumble around, you feel a body. You feel clothes.
All right.
And as you are coming up, it is very difficult to move because the person is completely like rigid, and you do end up helping Alquist pull them up. And when you get to the surface, you very much see the Vi's staked body. And that's a good place for us to stop. So, hey, thank you for joining us. And next week is the conclusion of at least chapter 1 of Long Beach by Night. I know we are right at time. So I'm going to give it super fast just who you are, where to find you.
D'Artagnan Italiano, you can find me at Dom Italiano at everything.
Josephine McAdam, I'm at JCVIM on everything as well.
Melee, you can find me on all the things at Melee Damage, MAYLEIGH Damage.
I'm Sam Delev. You can find me on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, CHAIKOVSKY. Catch me later today at 5 p.m. on Tempting Fate RPG on twitch.tv/saving throw. We're playing Ocean's 11. I'm very excited for that. Also, find me on my podcast, Plunders and Blunders, the D&D adventure podcast I do with my friends wherever fine podcasts are distributed. And it's up. It's live. Well, it was dead, but now it's alive again because Geist Before the Gate has arrived here on twitch.tv /QueueTimes, QUEU times, we're right here. Our first episode was this Friday, and that'll be up on YouTube very soon. It's also available on TwitchVod, and the new episodes are coming. It's a 6-part series, and we're very excited. That's on Fridays, 6:30 p.m. PDT.
Hey, I'm Alquin Gersh. You can find me as Different Elves on Twitch and Twitter, so come like and subscribe. You can see me on Nuclear Winners with Jake here on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights we're playing that. My character on that is a lot of fun to play. And you can also see me on Geek and Sundry on Mondays for We're Alive Frontier with Dave. Eventually. Looking forward to next week.
My name's Jake, and you can find me here on QueueTimes because, hey, this is where I always am. That's it. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's IndigoQT.
B. Dave Walters, again, thank you guys for tuning in. This game is in continuity with our Patreon game. So we do games there. We do Discord, 24-hour real-time roleplay. There was a lot of nods to prophecies and visions people had there that are all paying off now. Hope you guys are paying attention. So,
expanded universe.
We have a very special guest next week. I don't want to spoil it, but it should be a pretty cool conclusion. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. And let's see if I can do it.
Top red button.
Oh, boy.